Ana mo ke tsena go di-gaming tsa banyana. I'll call late for a stamp mic.
You can still go.
Olu we are so good is mark.
We need the limbo.
I don't think he has.
Was I big at you?
Already here.
Oh, go check if you call limbo. What happened then?
Until they check. What's up?
Gbets. I want to win the concert. Mamela le babedi, mamela le babedi. Completa la baking order. Prince make a him. Sure. Kita le mamela le babedi. Oh. Small letter A. Oh, A. W-E-L-A.
You may have an extra plug for me.
Apparently the ones under the table works.
Oh, do they work?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll check.
That's what they told me.
I'm gonna get my iPhone back.
Double A. Don't have my name.
Who's playing here?
Rock Citizen. Number 3 man. Reynan. R-A-Y. Canton here. Never again. Why Canton don't want to keep television? What fine woman is small late and then top that will not. Hey, let me get the account small too. Hey, then top that will not.
Couple of
Number 4 V11.
Relax, man.
Blueberry. Receiver. What?
Group A.
About the translation. Come on, 7 again, man. I need to do one and check. That's it, please. 60. You go for 7. Which is Sumeran. S-E-N-U-R-A-N.
Sorry, can I squeeze past you guys quick?
S-A. How's your man? One, two. Malap. Hello. Eh? Oh. Oh, kita mau pesan mereka bisa Mikhail Victoria. Kita phone there. M-I. A-E. Oh, okay. A-E. Victorious. Hello? Yo, not against you.
Junastian Kamp, Mazizi Kambu, Shahid Badvala, and Ryan Hendricks. Bon.
Well, instead of paying my gun,
With the? Yes. It's all on Leah.
The one I have on the channel,
They were complaining. They said I must sit on the naughty end. Is the
all of my ground you got Hendricks. Yeah, Ryan Hendricks. Ryan Hendricks.
key? Is it the right password? The Wi-Fi key. Some of them also has got a different password.
Yeah. Sean van Berg. The man. Come in. Cold land.
Okay. I see now this is going to be a... So you must tell me whenever you want stats, I can just hand you the lappy. It's a normal stats pack. I didn't do the other teams.
Let's. Dinny. Fred, so is there a way for us to print out our stats pack? Oh.
Lucky it's a T20.
Mangasebenzi. Akekho mapasela. Huh? Mapasela? To use, huh? Yeah.
Don't you want to do me a favor?
Do you need my passport?
Just
No, I need
on
to-
the
can you try
table
to print?
is my water and my Powerade, please.
Yeah, mobile.
I'm stuck. You can spit it, it's fine.
Mina mangi. Come out from your phone. Does it work with your Wi-Fi?
I got the Wi-Fi for PB. You can use the Wi-Fi.
No. To transfer the thing. I want to see if they can.
Okay, let me just.
I could
wait
just
for
WhatsApp
you.
it to you.
I think you should go yourself.
Nah.
I can WhatsApp it to you.
It's steak. It's steak. We think it's steak. You think it's steak?
You always say the steak is fine.
Steak.
I spank you very much. Did you leave me a surprise? Yep. Oh,
Okay,
where's
I'm
my
out of
inspiration
time.
now?
Nah, it's fine, Dineo. Don't worry.
Yeah, I should have sorted it out when we came if I wanted
Fine.
it.
I say again.
Nah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. The CSA T20 Challenge comes to your screen courtesy of your World of Champions SuperSport, but on their YouTube channel. This is the JB Marks Oval in Potchefstroom, where the Northwest Dragons, or the Auto Investment Northwest Dragons, will be taking on the Gbets Paul Rocks. Two teams who are looking very hard to perform here because they didn't perform well in the 4-day series, didn't perform well in the 50-day, apart from Northwest to finish number 3 in that tournament. And we see what's going to happen in the T20 Challenge. My name is Mpendulo Makubane, bringing you this commentary. However, we are never alone. The one and only Ndate Gert Maloney. I could say so many words about him. It left me speechless.
Yeah, but remember there are kids listening, Pendulo. Can't always say those words you're thinking. Thank you very much for that introduction. It's always an honor and does my heart well to be with this production team. We got the Pitch Vision guys, we got the CSA channel, and we're in Potchefstroom, the student capital of the Northwest. So thank you very much for having us. This is going to be a fascinating game. Rocks want to get their season back on track. The Northwest Dragons are one of those teams who's got those highs and lows going the whole time for them. So this is going to be fun. They won the toss, elected to field first. It's very overcast in Potchefstroom at the moment, so it's going to be a fascinating contest.
100%. Here we have the Gbets Rocks, starting off with Clyde Fontaine today, alongside Adrian Detroit. Very different from the Malan brothers, whom they normally open up with, trying something different. And Kevin Mangru to open up for the Northwest Dragons.
Yeah, the last time we were in Potch, last week Friday, his very first delivery took a wicket, and in his very first over he took 2. So it was a great start for the Dragons. He was moving the ball a lot, and especially away from that right-hander. Let's see if he does the same.
They have a slip in place just for that. And that's that swing that's happening, pumped up into the air, very dangerous, but it just stopped by the long Dwan Janssen, and we are off the mark on the first ball this time.
How's that movement? He's not great pace, but he does move the ball a lot, and this white ball in this condition is going to be a handful. I think it was a good toss to win.
And you can actually see how he's trying to induce that away movement, coming wide off the crease, hugging the stumps, and almost like a round arm action to try and push the ball away from the right-hander. Also has a third man right at the deep. There's that swing, but the connection is much better from Clyde Fontaine this time. Dwan Janssen abandons the chase, and that is 4 runs for the Gbets Rocks.
And Fontaine gets his first boundary of the day and the first boundary of this contest. This is going to be, we thought the ball's going to move a lot more. We thought that they might be a little bit patient and see what the ball's doing. Second ball, same spot, better timing second time around. 6 runs on the board, 2 balls bowled.
And the thing is, you look at the conditions, yes, it's overcast, but it's rather humid. There's no wind in the air. So, and this pitch is actually looking spankingly good from where we are. Came in well to Clyde Fontaine in the previous delivery. And it's still well connected. Just drifting down to the legs a bit here, Cohen Mangru. But there's a man at square leg. It's 1 run.
He's looking for that almost miracle swing. He's trying to pitch it outside leg and then swinging it from there, trying to head off. Just a tad full. Just easy pickings for Fontaine, whose highest score was against the Rocks. And it's not a great average after 71 matches. He's only on about 20, but he's had a pretty decent season thus far.
Even getting a call up to play for South Africa in that New Zealand series. We saw him opening there. Not the greatest performance at the top of the order, but it's a different format here. It's the quickest format. Maybe his stroke play might come into question or into shine. It's Detroit who is taking strike though now. It's going to be a different proposition for both batter and bowler here. Bowler used to that right-hander, but because he was drifting so much to the leg side, it might be a perfect line for the left-hander.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic contest, and we keep saying it because everyone who knows cricket knows how much this will entice a bowler to go for that miracle swing. Will change their lengths a little bit, and we might just see a couple of maximums goes into this crowd, a couple of catches. Might see a bit of money won today as well.
Ooh, good length. Right up there is Cohen Mangru. Very tricky with that movement coming into him, and it's coming in late as well, which adds an added trick for the batter.
Yeah, especially the left-hander. We know left-handers love to drive, and it's a beautiful sight when they're in full cry, but they have the tendency to leave that gap between bat and pad, and that's what Mangru is going for. He's just trying to swing it into those pads, into that gap, and try and hit that top of off. As we see a change in the field, he's actually bringing up the third man now, sending back the fine leg, and then they also got the deep square for that shot that's just clipped off the legs as well.
Looking to attack those stumps now is Cohen Mangru. There's that square leg, just waiting there. Drops it short. Not much movement when it's dropped short, but it's good carry through. It's the end of the over. Happiness for the Northwest Dragons. Seems like Kerwin Mangru has found his groove despite just getting that 4. It's 7 for 1.
And thank you to everyone who's come out. It's a fantastic atmosphere here at JB Marks Oval. We have got a bunch of people in. We've got kids on the embankments. They're playing on the grass. We've got the music playing. It is going to be a day and a half. Hopefully the weather gods will give us a bit of respite and not send us rain. Maybe rain around about 7 o'clock tonight will be great.
But we saw over the weekend last week how the rain just spiced everything up. We got the first super over of the tournament. Here's Miguel Pretorius now. One of the exciting bowlers for the Northwest. Also exciting batter too. Scored piles of runs in the 4-day series. Here he comes with the ball. Bowls to Clyde Fontaine. Boom! That is absolutely gorgeous. Starting off with a bang. Clyde Fontaine plays all over it, and the timber goes for a dance. It's the first one down.
It is almost like he was expecting that ball to move away from him, and it's wicket time for the Northwest Dragons. What a fantastic delivery that was. Just nipped in and took that leg stump for a ride.
Oh, that stroke play. Not enough foot movement from Clyde Fontaine. Opening up the gap. What a good thing. First ball for Miguel Pretorius. Absolutely no feeds from Clyde Fontaine. Right in between that gap. Leg stump of all is taken away.
Went tumbling that leg stump, and oh, what a beautiful sight that is for anyone who loves bowling. Is a one stump, one bail is off. The other two just stood there and was just wondering where's their third person gone to. It is a fantastic delivery, a bit of extra pace there, and as you mentioned, absolutely no feet going there. The Auto Investments Northwest Dragons, exactly what they were looking for, that early breakthrough.
You just also question the mindset. It's the first over. You've just completed it. You've navigated it nicely, getting some runs through poor bowling. You know the threat of Miguel Pretorius. He's a serious bowler. And you look to attack him on that very first ball. You just want to get your eye in, see what he's bringing, because it's a different bowler from Kerwin Mangru. Falls victim there, does Clyde Fontaine. Of his own confidence, you might say. Here comes Yanaman Malan, though, wearing the number 18.
Normally opening up, like you said, tried something different, did the rocks.
Oh, good length this from Pretorius. Much more watchful is Yanaman Malan.
You can just see the difference in feet movement there. He actually met the ball, a little bit of shimmy just outside the crease. Didn't wait for the ball to get to him, didn't get trapped on that crease. He just met it, and just a lovely for defensive. Just get your innings going, feel ball on bat, just get everything in line. You want to launch from there.
Ooh. Not when they are bowling like that. Just outside that channel of the off stump, feeling like Yanaman Malan can push through. There's a delicious gap in that cover region just after the covers. He was looking to push through. That was Yanaman Malan nearly getting the feather.
That one just lifted a little bit more, a little bit of spice on the wicket.
Just moving away from the bat as well. Different test you can see with how he just seemed to be playing inside the line of the ball, hitting with the outside parts of the bat. Good contest this from Miguel Pretorius. Seems to have gotten his rhythm.
And also, looking now back to that wicket, is every other ball has kind of moved away from the right hander. That very first one just hit the seam and jagged back. And that's what caused that leg stump to go. You can just hear the Dragons just throwing the fire at one another, lifting the spirits.
Bring in the man from the third man. He's now on the ring. Push back, backward point. He's now standing at the boundary. Pushing for the drive. Plays with the inside. The run-out chance is there. Aiming for a single stump. A tall order. Yanaman Malan makes it home though. But the intent, like you were saying, Gert, they're talking. They seem to be alive here, the Dragons. And they are hunting for that wicket.
Yeah, as we just see the lights coming on now as well. As we mentioned, it is pretty gloomy, it is pretty dark.
Caleb Selega, he can see the ball very well. Nearly getting the stumps. But here is Adrian du Toit. Miguel Pretorius has one single delivery left. Which one is going to come? Is it be outswinger, inswinger? Oh! The ball just getting heavy on du Toit that time. Nearly reaching the outstretching left arm of Pretorius, but he survives. Over number 2 comes to a close. Very hard now for the Rocks to get going. It's 8 for 1 after 2.
Fantastic over. Just a single run coming from that over. As we see this ball, like you mentioned, just got a bit big on him. Well, it was almost like a tennis stroke. 15 love there. Bowler nearly into play there. Just hands on heads. He nearly slapped it straight back. And this is going to be an interesting change.
Those are, just to add on to your tennis analogy, those are the ones that just clip the net and die after it. And you're like, whoo, I'm so lucky I got that point. Lucky not to lose his wicket at that time, du Toit. And like you say, something interesting, it's in the power play. They bring in Senoran Mutusami, spin bowler, but it's always a good option to bring your left arm spinner to your right-handed batter.
And why this is interesting for me, he doesn't bowl it quickly. He loves to just slow it down a lot.
Just pushed well there from Malan. There's an open gap at the cover region through Caleb Selega. And it's 4 runs with the first ball. Glorious stroke from Malan. Just getting his weight through that. And deserved with that timing.
And that's just the timing that we know Milan possesses. Lovely shot, lent into it. And as I mentioned earlier, Mutusami normally doesn't bowl it quick through there. He does slow it down a lot. And that was a little bit uppish, so it got them excited.
Now, this allows for the Rocks to just ease themselves into the new bowler. You've relieved the pressure. It's a tight gap in that cover region for Malan to exploit between Selega and Van Donder. Now you can just calm it, but still at the end of the day, Gert, you want to see some sort of intent. Let's get a single. Let's just consolidate the boundary.
Yeah, we always will talk about 5s and 7s after the boundary, try and get the 1. And this is very important. It's still got the right-left combination as well.
Pushes it a little bit full. It's the one he's just waiting for. Any wider, you call on for the cover boundary to be in action, while bowled from Mutusami.
And this is why the rotation is so important, because now Mutusami will be turning it into the left-hander, which does open up the leg side a lot more. As we see the field change, we got deep square going out and also mid on or long on the fence as well. But he's very wide with the ball turning in. He's almost between a long on and a cow.
Rushing it on down to the hips. The Rocks are happy with the continuation of run scoring here between Malan and du Toit. It's very hard to recover from losing a wicket in your first over. So, damage control for the Gbets Rocks. After 3 overs, they've eked out more runs. They're on 14 for 1.
Yeah, very important for the Rocks to keep wickets in hand, but also use the power play as much as you possibly can. And so far, the Dragons have done a fantastic job in this first 3 overs of the power play. Run rate's only at 4.7, so nothing spectacular. We haven't had any maximums yet. No one in danger in the crowd yet.
Looking to invite the crowd into the game here. Adrian du Toit takes Miguel Pretorius over the top. Couple of bounces to the cow corner boundary for 4.
Yeah, one of those lovely pickup shots. And because they do have the square leg on the fence, he didn't try and hit it fine. He just hit it in front of square, over mid-wicket. 4 runs. Just get the scoreboard ticking. As you mentioned earlier, the single now becomes very important.
Looking for those gaps. There's an inviting space through extra cover, but there's also a slip fielder. Good delivery from Pretorius. Brilliant judgment from Malan. Whatever it takes, consolidate that boundary.
That's the 5s and 7s we're talking about. Now all of a sudden the field has to change back again. It is the right-hander now.
So frustrating. You find your rhythm against one bowler, one batter. Then next thing, you have to move the umpires while you standing on one side. You have to go across, have to go to the other side as well. It just messes with everything around the fielding and around how the ball moves. Oh, this might be big problems. But no response from the umpire.
Everyone excited with that one. As soon as it hit the pad, they were up. This, you got to feel, is going to be a very close call. Miguel Pretorius thought that was gone for all money.
We did see him remove the leg stump of Clyde Fontaine.
One of those close ones. Might have just gone on to miss off stump. Looked a tad high as well. We are behind the batter, so it is very difficult to tell. But the umpires, this decision is final.
Drops this one a little bit shorter. Hard lens being delivered from Miguel Pretorius here. Like we were saying, the lengths that he bowls when he does decide to attack the stumps, we saw them work excellently, removing the leg stump of Clyde Fontaine. When he chooses to go outside that off stump, that variable bounce from the pitch, bringing it in, bringing it out, just illustrates the importance of hitting good areas. You never truly know if the ball is going to come in as a batter, go away. That one a little bit straighter though from Miguel Pretorius. It's an easy single.
Yeah, it's just one of those that he can tuck around the corner. And that's what the right-left combination does. You can't settle as a bowler. You can't just bowl to one end, build pressure. And from the Rock's perspective, this is what you want. You don't want Miguel Pretorius to settle in. You don't want him to settle into a line and length, because that would upset their rhythm at the moment. They're on 20 for 1.
Bangs it short, does Pretorius, showing that he has an array of skill sets. Watch out, he still has 2 overs remaining. It's the end of 4. The score is 20 for 1.
Yeah, it's 20 for 1. It'll be interesting to see if Mutusame bowls another over, or if Janssen is going to get the ball.
Last time when they played here, the Northwest, they dismissed the Tuskers for barely any runs scored, removing them for 84 runs after scoring 200 and odd.
Yeah, they scored 200 plus a fantastic 100 by Herman, which was brilliantly constructed, and a great partnership that he had with Prince as well. 141 partnership.
Very much the biggest opening partnership of the tournament so far. There's still a lot of cricket remaining. This is only round 6 of 14 before going to the semi-finals.
And Mangaru coming back into the attack. Fontaine took a liking to him in his first over, and they might feel that because of the dismissal of Fontaine, let's give him another go. Janeman might be a little bit more tentative. He was too full in his first over. Just drag the length back about a meter or so. Slip has been taken out for him now.
Ooh, looking to tuck him in on that leg side. That slip has been removed. They have a short third man standing at the 45. They also have a man standing at the deep square leg. Hence him feeling comfortable to push it down to that leg side, but found guilty of being too wide.
Yeah, it just feels that he's too much on the pads. Maybe just go for that middle line. Have him drive through the covers. He's got 3 people in place, especially for the upper.
Pushes it up the top. Malan takes on Dwan Janssen. Out of all the people you'd want to take on, the Janssen brothers are the scariest. But such was the timing from Malan. It goes for 4.
It's exactly what I was talking about. Just too much on the legs. You could just punch this over his head. And is that timing? Didn't try and overhit it. Just leant on it. Just look at that. Just picked it up. Full face, no follow through. And it's still only a couple of bounces into the fence.
Just drop it a little bit shorter, like you said. 2 full again. Gets the same treatment. Asking Janssen to collect it, but this time the ball just dies as it bounces. But again, it's that same line, that same length that is reaping results for the Rocks.
Yeah, not what the captain was asking for when Mangaroo came back into the attack. And we saw that ball just almost have a bit of a pitch wedge blob into it. There was a lot of rain a couple of days ago. A big hailstorm came through Potchefstroom as well. So the field might just be a little bit soft underfoot.
Oh, he might be falling for the trap, Malan. Top pitched all the way to the top and straight into the cups of Vian Lerber. Mangaroo gets the prize for his expense, and that is wicket number 2 for the Rocks.
Exactly what we were asking for. If you look at the difference on the pitch map from this ball and where the 4s were, he literally just moved up a stump, went half a meter shorter. The ball just could hit the seam and just move from there, and that's what caused that leading edge. Fantastic bowling, great recovery after the 6 runs that's been taken from him, and the prize wicket of Yanaman Malan.
Beautiful setup. This is how you use a batter's strength against him. See that he's happy on that drive, he's looking to take him on. It's as if he was sussing it out for the first 2 deliveries. He went for it the first ball, went for it the second ball, and it's the same ball but a touch different, like you had said. Marginal differences are what cause the difference between timing the ball perfectly and doing what we just see here. Not getting it on time.
Just see that ball just moving to outside the off stump, still trying to play the same shot. Great recovery, and this is what the captain wanted Mangaroo to do. If you go for that 4, it's fine. We'll buy a wicket, then you take one. So fantastic job done. Another wicket for the Rocks. This now puts them under pressure because we are still in the power plays.
100%, and still they haven't even eclipsed that 30-run mark for the price of these 2 wickets. You've lost your 2 opening batters. In comes Christian Jonker, big hitter. Saw him early in his days down at the Warriors. He was cracking it up. Even got a call up to the South African T20 international team. Here he is now, representing the Gbets Paarl Rocks. He faces Cohen Mangaroo. Oh, those are the lengths. They're trying to run for it. Good aim, Mikhail Prince. Nearly missing the stumps. But he's off the mark, quick and fast.
It's one of those guys I don't feel you want to take on. Not the biggest arm, but he has a tendency to hit the stumps.
And you're also trying to get Christian Jonker out, just finding his feet. Body still a little bit stiff, you know. When you're going out to drive a lap, you warm the tires up before you start racing hard. That's what's happening here.
I don't want those tires warm, do the Dragons, because those big shoulders can hit a long ball. Strong lad.
Also high up in the high veld here in the northwest, so it does tend to fly. You saw how high it went for that wicket for Yanaman Malan. Grew a couple of strands of beards here. Need to go shave. Here comes Mangaroo. Bangs it short. He's able to take it on here, Adrian Detroit. But like you said, once it bounces on the outfield, it doesn't really carry on through. It's just 2 runs.
It's one of those where Mangaroo is not great pace, but he does bowl a heavy ball. He does come off the bat a lot heavier than a normal delivery does. He hits the deck very hard, so every now and again does get that little bit of extra bounce, about a centimetre more than the other bowlers. And he's also a big, strong lad. And they do have that trap set for the left-hander as they change the field now, long on. Coming to the fence, and also got deep square on the fence as well.
Opens himself up, looking to go the opposite direction. It's not there. Seems to have taken off the pace there, Kerwin Mangru. He ends over number 5. A happy one for the Northwest Dragons, able to take a wicket. Takes the score to 30 for 2 after 5.
It is 30 for 2 after 5. And it is Jonker and De Toy trying to consolidate now. Both of them pretty new to the crease. De Toy, although he opened the batting, has only faced 10 deliveries thus far in this 5 overs. And only the one for Christian Jonker with the wicket that went down in the previous over of Janneman Malan.
You can see the Clyde Fontaine. Superb delivery from Miguel Pretorius. Removing that leg stump. De Toy has been trying, but Janneman Malan absorbed most of these 30 deliveries so far. Not a grand return for those 13 runs considering the format of the game, but here's Miguel Pretorius.
Oh, he's getting the edge and another wicket. Fantastic bowling. And Jonker will not have an opportunity to dazzle us this time round.
Looking to dazzle with the first ball, but who gets the shine? It's Miguel Pretorius. Again with the first delivery. He strikes. Didn't reach it at all, Christian Jonker. Gets the edge and out he goes.
And thick edge. You can just see the disappointment with him going back. This ball again, just leaving him, just bouncing on him a little bit. And no feet movement again. And that's what's been the downfall of the Rocks' top order batters.
A superb delivery. That was gorgeous from Pretorius. He's angling, he's coming a little bit wider from the stumps. It comes in as if it's coming to attack those stumps. You saw Christian Jonker standing a little bit wider from his stumps. Now he has to reach that ball moving away, because coming across, you think you've made enough room for yourself. You think you've gotten to the ball, only for it to jag away from you. Then it exposes that lack of feet. It's a brilliant delivery. That is what we mean when we say that we question the bowlers, or we question the batter's technique when you pitch that ball outside of that off stump.
And also credit to Mutusami, who kept Miguel Pretorius on for another over. He's been bowling well. The tendency would have been, let's keep him back. Let's give him 2 more overs a bit later on. He said, no, we want a strike. We want another wicket. And exactly what Pretorius gave them. First ball in his 3rd over. Wicket time for the Dragons.
Brave captaincy indeed, that from Mutusami. Right in the power play, you have the upper hand. They are struggling to get runs. You are happily taking the wickets. Try take another one. And he has 5 deliveries to get it here.
Again, just rising onto the batter. Very well done, just to get himself off the mark, did Copeland.
Not the most convincing shot, of course, but they all count, especially in a situation where the team is struggling to get the flow of the runs going. Just got big on him hitting the under edge of the bat that time. But there is a good space because was able to get a single. De Toy, seen him clip one over the top to the cow corner for 4.
Oh, he went for it again. He's just eyeing up that leg side fence, isn't he?
Not wise. Doesn't look like cross-bat shots are yielding the results for the batters here. Top edges, under edges, oohs and ahs. But that was a wild shot from De Toy. It is outside that off stump. He's asking for it to be driven, looking to hoik it to the other side. Asking a lot from your bat.
Copeland facing up to Pretorius again. Almost probably one of the most convincing shots the batters have played against Pretorius. A lovely, just an on push.
Very easy, so it looks. But clearly from the way that the runs are saying and the scoreboard is talking to us, and even the way the ball is just seems to be leaving Miguel Pretorius' hands, doesn't look like it's an easy task for the batters here.
I don't think it's going to be easy at all, although the pitch looks like a belter. I think the overhead conditions are going to be difficult. Left-handed Toy facing up. Oh, this time a more conventional single for him. Just dropping it onto the leg side for the single.
understanding the threats of Miguel Pretorius, they've decided, it seems like, let's just ride him away. He's not going to be coming back for the next over, most likely. They're going to be preserving him for later on. He's only conceded 11 runs from his 17 deliveries so far.
And he's picked up those 2 important wickets.
Got to put a little bit of respect on Pretorius's name here. That's what they're doing.
Oh, and there's another edge. And he's been given out. What captaincy by Mutusami. Great bowling by Pretorius. And it is dire straits for the Rocks. It is another wicket down.
Questioning the batters. Every single delivery is Pretorius. Outside that off stump, Michael Copeland just hangs the bat out there. He just dangles it. No intent to look to attack or defend. Finds the bottom edge like he did in his first delivery. And it's the easiest catch Mikhail Prince could ever ask for. And Miguel Pretorius strikes again. 3 wickets in 3 overs.
Oh, what bowling. And most importantly, only 11 runs conceded, which included a 4 from the left-handed Atoy as well. And the Atoy must be standing on the other side and thinking, where do I get a partner just to partner me for a couple of overs? This has been fantastic stuff by the Auto Investments Dragons.
They
Look
are
at that.
breathing fire. Miguel Pretorius is adding the fuel to this. The fans are here to watch the game in their numbers. The music is blasting across the JB Marks Oval. And why wouldn't it be when the home team is performing as they are?
Oh, fantastic stuff. It's going to be great atmosphere here in Poch. We know it's holiday time in South Africa, and most schools have closed up, and varsities as well, but I think there will be a couple of beverages flowing tonight if their home team takes it home, but still a long way to go. But this does put the Rocks on the back foot as we see another bowling change, another fantastic one. Mutusami coming in, and now with the restrictions being lifted, power play over, a lot more defensive, a lot more boundary riders. And the Toy can't pierce. All he's seeing is maroon at the moment. They got the sweeper out, long on, long off, square leg, and also mid wicket. Just using his feet.
See, now he's really being bogged down into a corner here. Adrian du Toit, he has faced 12 deliveries for his 10 runs. Seems like that pressure will eventually start to tell you want to find runs where they aren't, and you play false strokes, or you play strokes to men who are there to take you out. So that's a smart decision. Just start getting the rhythm going just for a couple of overs. Give yourself 2 to 3 overs of feeling 5 runs, 6 runs to the over from quick 2s, because now the field is more opened. Mutusami not one to give you a lot of boundary deliveries as well.
Oh, this one pushed through a little bit quicker. Can just hear the oohs and the ahs there. Just pushed through a tad quicker. But it's one of those situations when you are du Toit thinking, do I keep attacking? Do I just try and bat through and let them bat around me? Or how do I go about my innings now?
It's going to be important for neither of them to be bogged down. It's just have to find some level of positivity in the dark.
Oh, and this nearly snuck through. Again, just a tad quicker. A little bit more refs on the ball. Oh, that off stump was absolutely kissed.
Any type of wood, whether the bottom edge or the stumps, anything.
Okay, just taking off the pace there. End of the over, and what an over it was. It was only the run that got Adams off the mark. Fantastically done by the captain Mutusami. It's 36 for 4 after 7 overs. This is a long, hard battle for the Rocks now.
Batting at just over 5 runs to the over. If they continue at this rate, they're only just going to get to 100 runs. But is that even going to happen when they have Miguel Pretorius, who is on blazing fire? He is the ultimate dragon right now, and they are going to complete his spell of overs. Brilliant captaincy from Mutusami. He is on fire. Don't let him cool down. He bowls to Farisco Adams on top of that.
What a big strike would be. They can get one more. Get half the team back into the hut. Oh, going a lot fuller. Taking on Big Janssen's arm. No timing on it. Luckily, just the bottom part of the bat just gives Adams an opportunity just to keep the scoreboard ticking. He's 2 from 2. The toy has been the mainstay. For the Dragons' perspective, this is the one you want. Get him back in the hut and you're into the bowlers, into the all-rounders.
It's going to be Sean van Berg who's going to come in. He can swing it. The 37-year-old. We saw him in South African colours doing it down in New Zealand.
Oh, again, going for that big heave-o. It's just not short enough. And with the protection on that leg side, I got to question the shot selection there. He's almost trying to short arm jab it through mid-wicket, but Miguel Pretorius just too good.
Seems like he is afraid to take on that offside against Miguel Pretorius. He's constantly looking to penetrate that leg side, constantly.
Oh, it's another Jaffa. What a nut. This one again just bouncing and moving away from Adams. Oh, that is an absolute beauty. It's the same one that Janeman Milan got his second ball up.
This is not nice to face. He's getting such superb bounce, is Miguel Pretorius. You still have to deal with Dwan Janssen, who still has to come and bowl.
This time around, lean back and cut if all else fails. Adams just not connecting, a bit late on it as well. And just showing there that the ball is pitching and moving away and just jagging away. It is halfway through the 8th over and the Rocks under all sorts of pressure and the Dragons all over the Rocks.
It looks like shots of desperation as well here, Gert. You are seeing that score rate is at 5 runs to the over. You need to start hitting runs. Doesn't look good.
Oh, going for the short ball again, not timed. Just getting big on Adams. You can see it only being 1 run. It just shows you that ball's just sticking as soon as it hits the deck.
Very difficult to get through. We even saw with Adrian de Toy earlier on when he was trying to pull the ball just outside his off stump. Just the sound from the bat didn't sound like that crisp sound that we look for. It's like a thud, like a bang and shots, where it just sounds
toey.
I'm trying to find the words. I can only euphemize. I can only make a sound out of it. Like a douche. Like a douche. Yeah.
Oh, this time round, short. Is there going to be a catch? Yes, it is! What a catch that was! And great captaincy by Mutusami. It was Prince taking that catch. Mikael Prince has been phenomenal in the field. And taking a dive to his right. And it's another wicket for the Dragons. It is another wicket for Pretorius.
Oh, what a catch that is. Oh, what a catch. There's no other words I can say. He was running to his right. It seemed destined for him to stop it on his bounce. But no, not the case. Diving, takes the catch. And with that, it gives Miguel Pretorius his best bowling figures for T20 cricket. But how about this catch? I'm out of words.
Look at that, making great ground. Low down, catching it. And you can just see the way that back in the hut.
And even now you see Mutsusami experimenting. Even the way he delivers the ball was lower, going round the arm. And the Rocks are desperate for runs, trying to find them wherever they are.
More conventional this time round, getting the inside part of the bat.
Here the Rocks without Keegan Peterson, without Peter Malan, without their leading run scorer of the 4-day series, Aviu Mgijima.
Again, just that lower trajectory ball, almost creeping into that crease, is Mutsusami. Van Berg just working around for the one.
So you see now the weight on Adams' shoulders and Van Berg's shoulders. They need some sort of partnership. Even 30 runs here would count a lot.
And you got to feel that 30 runs almost got to go at least a runner ball. They can't afford dot balls anymore. The field is very spread. They got the minimum of 5 gentlemen inside the circle. Just a bit of a field change as we see cover just coming across, just going into that mid-wicket. They got deep square leg. They got a sweeper out on the leg side as well. Using his feet, great fielding by Mutsusami. And saying, hold on, I just bring you back into the circle, but now it feels like he might want to be a bit more aggressive. Sean Van Berg, very experienced, has been around for a long time.
A lot of muscle in those arms as well.
Oh, this one just slapped and fielded inside the circle. Again, just the one. They must find a way to get the deliveries over the fence as well. 43 for the loss of 5. Adams is on 4. Van Berg never thought a half an hour ago he'll be batting in the 9th over.
He's here now. The top half of the batting team didn't do the job that they wanted. And now they're going to have to bring it out here. Sean Van Berg, he can hit a good one. But they're going to need all of it.
Yeah, they're going to need some power hitting now. The Dragons do bat very, very deep. They got a man on form in Herman. Now we got a bowling change going. It is CJ Seleka coming in. Did a fantastic job with his 3 for 13. And he's also a different prospect. A leggy. Just a bit slower through the air, but he does have that one that fires into that leg stump.
Seen him do good work in the field as well.
Bowling to another leggy, Sean Van Berg. This time just dropping it short. Getting the single. What a time it is to come in and bowl. The scorers have more pressure than you do at the moment.
And the thing is, everyone is performing for the Dragons right now. No one is missing the mark. And then you sit and you look who's still yet to bat, and it leaves a worrying taste for you if you're a Rocks fan.
Oh, a bit of improvisation there. Reverse sweep. And Adams gets the boundary finally. It's been such a long time. It's a forfer.
Find someone to attack. Very risky shot, that is, because there is a man also stationed right at that short third man. But he finds a way through it. Really good shots at the end of it by Farisco Adams, despite it being slightly short.
Again, just playing the length. Much better length. A good over thus far for the Rocks. 3 balls in, already 6 runs from it, surpassing their run rates of 5.2. This is what they want to do. They've now scored the boundary. At least get a single of every single delivery now. Brings you up to that 10 runs to the over mark.
Also a new bowler, you don't want him to settle. It's a good idea. Not just like that, Gert, slowly and slowly. And with that, they do bring up their 50 runs. And what a hard fought 50 that is.
Yeah, it took half their team to get the 50 up. You actually hear a couple of claps here now from the Rocks dugout. This one upish, oh my word. Just slowed it down through the air. And very nearly Adams giving it away. He's fought hard in those last 10 deliveries, and oh, that was close.
Take something as small as that. Think you can take the bowler on. Fall for the trap.
Again, this one just quicker. And this is the danger from Saleka. They don't mind if he goes for a couple of runs because he's a wicket taker. He will grab you 1 or 2. If he goes for a couple, not an issue. It's 50 for 5 after 10 overs.
He's taken 2 wickets in the 2 innings that he has bowled. Just under 8 runs to the over is Caleb Salega. But the key thing is that he does take those wickets. Senoran Mutusami is here to continue. He's also going to complete his spell of bowling. I like this. If your best bowlers are doing well, just keep them going. Let them finish their job. He's in charge now, bowling to Van Berg. Going on with that new variation of his, much lower.
It's a weird variation, to be honest. He's been bowling well, this normal action.
Over the top, getting that top spinner and moving away. Like you said, does well with his normal ball, but that's what the variation is. Just twist the batter out a little bit. It's like, oh, what's that? Before you know it, the normal one is back and it becomes the dangerous ball.
He goes for that flatter one again.
Very close, that Gert. So close. Just moving this time, like you said, just disorients the batter. How close was that?
Oh, first slip would have gobbled it up. Look at that, first slip was in the game.
Moving straighter with the arm that time. Back to the normal work. Pushes it a little bit wider, but able to cover it is Sean van Berg.
And fantastic bowling. 2 balls to go in his last over, only conceding the 13 runs. Oh.
It's just going a little bit wider this time. And what's the most impressive thing is that he did it also in the power play. So he's just been rubbing and scrubbing off those runs. It's going to be a man who's going to cover it down at the long off. Reynard van Tonder. Very good over this.
Yeah, fantastic over. He does cover the ground very quickly, does Van Tonder.
Last ball for the captain. Gives it a lot of flight. Here's Vian Lerber tasked with stopping that. He does so very well. It's 2 runs to end the over. What a return. 17 from 24 deliveries. When you win the toss and you elect to bowl first, this is exactly what you're looking for after 11 overs have elapsed.
And also, looking at the conditions, the overhead conditions, this is exactly what you want your seamers to have done as well. Michael Pretorius picking up 4 wickets. Manguru picking up the 1 wicket. So your seamers doing all the damage, your spinners just completely slowing the game down.
Tried them all up. 4.5, Michael Pretorius, 3.5, but it's those 4 wickets in that wickets column that speaks the most. Caleb Salega will look to change that 0 into a 1. He can do that. Down the track is Van Berg. This is exactly what the Rocks want right now. You want to score, yes, but it's not allowing you to get those boundaries, so just tick it over.
The last time round, the spinners were the ones doing the damage here in Potch. Last week, Friday, they picked up the majority of the wickets. This time round, the seamers are doing their bit.
It's a big smile on the face of the coach. Your whole unit, including the fielding from Vihan Lerbo, who's one of the senior players of the team, leading from the front. One of the youngest of the team, Kyle Prince, with a catch. Oh, wondrous catch. Your young bowlers are bowling well.
Oh!
Takes him over the top this time, though. Brilliant shot from Van Berg. You've earned the hard work with all of the singles, and you let loose with one that allows you to.
Yeah, it's one of those where he just let his hands go through the line, and Van Berg needs no second invitation to do it. You can see the replay here, just a little shimmy, and he just let his hands go. Look at that, just meeting the ball, just letting it go, 4 runs.
Playing it with the spin as well. Ball spinning away from him, playing it with the angle this time, using the angle to just push it to the leg side. Slowly and slowly, this is what they want here, the Rocks. Get that run rate to just be a run per ball. It's still under it for now. And this is tick-tock clockwork.
This is fantastic work by Adams and Van Berg. They're really consolidating the first partnership of any substance that we've seen, and it's only 25 at the moment, but there's just making sure and mixing it up and making sure that Seleka does not settle.
He's the one bowler that have said that, we are going to try as much as we can to take you on, leave you a bit destabilized. And he is giving away a lot of acreage on that leg side, being able to push it through. Piece by piece by piece are the Gbets Rocks. They move to 65 after 12 overs. This partnership now worth 26 runs.
Just looking at the partnership, this is kind of the partnership that's going to put them either in a position where they can win the match, or a wicket here might just feel that it's going to be tough going for them going forward. This is probably the last pair of recognized batters that the Rocks have got left, as we see the big man Duan Jansen coming into the attack.
I can see you rubbing your hands here, Gert. Of course, who wouldn't? He's a salivating prospect. You look for him to reach the potential maybe that his brother also has, because every now and then he shows those glimpses of brilliance, does Duan Jansen. And with a pitch, spicing it up with extra bounce as this one, what will he bring? Brings up one that is pumped short. There's a man at square leg trying to dive and stop it. This is the high fault. It's asking a lot of Lesi Bangwebe, and that is the first maximum of the match.
Finally, a half a dozen. Finally, we get one for the crowd. It only took 12 overs, but we got one. And it was the big man, Van Berg, who gave it to us.
It looked like it was getting big on him, but it was big enough from Van Berg. How does Duan Jansen respond? Ooh, responds with an absolute peach.
What a nut. Ooh, that's a beauty. And that's why I was rubbing my hands. Myself being a doubly little medium pacer, I love to see a guy with a real pace, especially left-armers, swinging the ball, getting that extra bounce, and the height that these Jansen boys possesses, they just leave it from a dizzy distance.
And the thing is, it's effortless as well. It just looks so easy. And it seems like a slight change in Duan Jansen's action as well that I've just spotted. Comes in much more attacking. Normally, he used to drag that left arm, that bowling arm, behind his shoulder, behind his neck, and then gather. Right now, he's doing it a little bit differently, gathering from in front of his shoulder. Looking to be sharper, more zip, more efficient, I suppose, in his whole setup here. He now bowls to Farisco Adams. Very, very well controlled here from Duan Jansen. Looks like he knows exactly what he wants to do. Even that short ball that went for a 6 wasn't the worst of deliveries.
It just eluded the fielder. If he himself was on the fence, you almost feel that he would have plucked it out of the air.
Can't be at two places at once, though, unfortunately.
Can try, though.
Oh, man. I mean, as long as he can run the length as the ball is flying through. But right now, he's doing an exceptional job after those 6 runs. Pushing it down to the hips. Beautifully flicked this time from Van Berg. well timed. The length just gentle onto the hips. It's past the man who's standing at mid-wicket. And yes, do you want to have fun? 4 runs.
Yeah, not really. I don't think it's for the players out there. But yeah, it's been a productive over for the Rocks and fantastic work by Van Berg and Adams. Partnership has rocked up to 38.
They would have counted and hoped that one of the partnerships are going to latch on. That's a very, very dangerous delivery. Is that an edge? Waiting for the umpire, but the umpire gives no signal because the batsman is walking, looking to extend his arms even further, Sean Van Berg. And unfortunately, that ends his stay at the crease.
Oh, how disappointing that would be for the Rocks and for Sean Van Berg. He just wanted to capitalize on a fantastic over thus far. No need for that shot. He could have literally just let it go. It's already 12 runs from the over. He wanted to hit the leather of that one, and he got a big, thick edge. Umpire didn't need to give him. He was just walking off in complete disgust.
Superb bowling from Dwan Jansen. Has been on the legs, been on the leg side, being a little bit shorter. Gives a drivable delivery. Thick outside edge. And away it goes. That's his wicket number 6. A great innings though. One that was definitely needed for the Gbets Rocks. But what they needed was for him to take it right till the end.
They needed these two to build the partnership right up until that 16 over mark, and then maybe start launching from there. Again, I say 12 runs from the over already. It's their best over they've had the whole match thus far. Why do that? That was a turning point. That wicket's going to be a turning point because all the pressure is back on the Rocks.
And when that partnership builds and it gets those runs which are 1,000 cuts rather than beheading, you are slowly just absorbing the energy of the fielding team. The captain's going to try to something a bit more adventurous. And as you saw, the more you stay in, the runs were starting to flow for Sean Van Berg. Just got a little bit, you can say a little bit greedy with that one. Damage was already done. Dwan Jansen seems like he was bowling well. However, that is the milk that has been spoiled. 77 for 6.
Adams facing up.
It's a new bowler as well. Another one. Saw his wicket, was brilliant. Remember when he cracked a stump, broke a stump in half? He comes now. It's Bamanye. Bamanye has a sharp, zippy action. Deliveries as well. But he starts by straying down to the leg side, asking a lot of Kerwin Mangru, but the ball is slowing down for him. Thinking of number 3, but they keep it to 2.
Just see the two fast bowlers grinning at one another. It was straight down the middle. It was either Jansen or Mangru that had to go pick that one up. And he gets a bit of water after that chase as well.
Getting padding on that.
Still, I don't think how it comes, the Rocks would mind.
If it were to come straight off the bat, definitely would have probably travelled all the way to the boundary. Padding does slow the ball down through its way, especially if it makes that much connection. Finally though, want to get that line on that off stump. We say a lot about that off stump, but go take a look at Miguel Pretorius' wickets. You'll understand exactly why we are saying what we are saying.
And at the moment, there's no pressure on the bowlers. They can just attack, go all out attack.
Just like that, but countering the attack is Farisco Adams. On the up, he takes it over the top, it bounces, and it's 4 runs.
It's one of those situations where you actually don't mind that. Shots still need to be played. And they wouldn't mind being hit for a 4 there because it's on the drive. The ball is still moving. It is still shaping. But a great shot. Let's take nothing away from Adams. He is counter-punching. He's 18 from 18 in a very difficult situation at 83 for 6.
Brave shot indeed. Braver, looking for a pull shot. There's a man standing at square leg, another one at fine leg. That one nearly going to the wicketkeeper.
That was almost 8-ball corner pocket, getting the toe end of the bat there.
And this time it's Ruben Herman who's standing behind the stumps. So Mikhail Prince, who's normally the standing wicketkeeper, flying across the field.
Just shows you these days, wicketkeeper is kind of everywhere, isn't it? If you go back in time, you look at the H.B. de Villiers, you look at Quinton de Kock, you look at Heinrich Klaassen. They can do it all.
Somewhat of a wonder, those wicketkeepers. Now you look at a Tristan Stubbs who can bowl as well. Like, okay, what can't you do, Mr. 300?
Oh!
Play again, going down that leg side. But it gets a tiny feather off the thigh guard. Ruben Herman could not stop that. It's 4 runs, leg byes.
The only one that would be happy about that is Ruben Herman. Couldn't get a glove to it, but he'll be lucky to see it came off the pad. It's just a 4 runs. That's fortunate for the Rocks.
Just giving it the wrong line. Consistently down that leg side. Gets it a little bit straighter. That length sticking onto the pitch, nearly getting a caught and bowled, but very modest over from Bamanya Klenkle. Yes, his stats will say that he only gave away 5, but 6 of those are not accounted for since extras like leg byes and byes don't count. Ultimately, giving away 11 runs in his first over.
Yeah, it's one of those, and it should actually be given to him because he's straight down the leg side with a couple of those, so very lucky not to get it against him. But it's one of those scenarios where you feel as a batting team now, what should we do? 6 overs left. We only have 4 in the bank. The decks looks pretty decent. And what would be a score that's going to be defendable against this Northwest lineup? This Auto Investments lineup goes deep. So what would be a defendable score?
It's such a hard thing to judge because at these times, last 4 overs, you're looking for 10 runs to the over minimum.
That will help.
Very much so. It will help even further if it's just a tiny further from the wicket-keeper. A tiny further from the man boundary, you know. However, it's just 1 run for now. Janssen yet to bowl a ball.
And also those 10 runs, if let's say they score 50 in the next couple, that only takes them up to about a 140.
Look at it, it's not good enough, but like we're saying, gift of the givers also comes in the form of cricket. Here are some runs for you. Giving to Dwan Janssen.
On both sides of the wicket.
Hey man.
That will not please the captain, Sami.
Multi-talented, can do it on either side. But he's also taken a wicket. Very good one at that of the Sean von Berg, who was very productive. But this is going to start getting worrisome even for the bowler himself now. Just struggling to find it correctly.
Maybe just trying something a little bit too much. Opening up that front leg now. Because he pushed the previous one so far down the offside. Just overcompensating with the last 2 deliveries.
And he bowled his first over so well. Just going for those 6 runs at the first ball when he bowled it short. Finally getting a wicket with the last delivery of his previous over. Now he gets it right. Asking for a single is Verisco Adams, and it's there to be taken.
And I think that was the plan from the get-go, is just get Verisco Adams off strike, because Hardus Viljoen has only faced the 2 deliveries thus far.
Thing is, Hardus Viljoen can hit it big. He's a strong man. He's developed his batting this season. We saw it in the 4-day game, getting a couple of 50s. Now, in the previous game, scoring 26 from just 14 deliveries.
How they would love that at this point in stage.
2 4s and 2 6s at that moment in time. Just pushing it. Looking to start his innings slowly here for Viljoen. But he might be running out of time to do that.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time left. After this, only 5 overs left. And it's one of those scenarios, like I mentioned earlier, it's that psychological game that comes into play now. When do I launch? Are we now going to wait till the 18th over to maybe have a go? Or do we take a risk now and hope it comes off?
You're also looking at the amount of overs your bowlers have. Janssen after this will have 2 more overs. Still have Bamanya Klenhle, who you might look to score some runs off because his rhythm hasn't seemed to be going. There's also a Caleb Selega, who too seems to not be finding his groove. So those are the 2 men you're looking. How do you handle a Dwan Janssen in that whole situation? He's taken that wicket. Mangru also has 2 more overs to come. Gets down the leg side, and that's the punishment of constantly putting it in a hittable area. Just a little flick of the wrist down the hips is Farisco Adams, and he gets another maximum.
Oh, this is fantastic stuff by Farisco Adams. Just look at the crowd there. They're almost stunned. They cannot believe that has just happened. Janssen is giving a couple of wides, a couple of free hits, and saying this ball was just lobbed there on the leg side. Just hit me. Great news. They are 99 is the Rocks.
Seems like a laboring 99. Dwan Janssen just a little bit guilty of gifting a lot of runs this over. Again, it's that inconsistency that causes problems. It's the 4th wide, and that gives the 100 runs to the Gbets Rocks.
It has been a laboring 100 runs, but now it's almost like they've become too relaxed. Have the Auto Investment Dragons, with the great work done by Pretorius, Mutusame. It's almost like they've just gone into, we got this mode.
And it's always a thing to remember in cricket. The game is never done until both teams bat. You never know the conditions of the tee of the surface until the other team also gets a rock with it. So right now, we might be saying, hey, batting at 7 runs to the over is simply not good enough, only to find that is the most optimum speed to bat at. Remember, it's only Mutusame and Miguel Pretorius who've performed really well. All the others have just let it slip a little bit, like you're saying.
That's almost a perfect result for Dwan Janssen. Just a single. Just get the over done with. A 10-ball over.
From bowling so well in his first, now those figures look absolutely smashed. 13 runs to the over after his 2. That's what we're talking about. You have your Janssen going for so many runs. Mutusame has done brilliantly. Pretorius have done brilliantly. Those 2's 8 overs are responsible for just 31 runs. But everyone else then means that in the 7 overs, they've given away, how much is that? 71 runs. So that's what you look at and like, maybe they can score big here.
Yeah, Seleka coming into the attack again. This will be a different contest with Viljoen on strike. I get a feeling he's going to try and go after the spinner. Anything over that eye line, he's going to have a big heave-o at.
The time calls for that, but looking to start in a test match fashion is Hardus Viljoen.
You almost get a feeling that they are going to eye up, wait until that 18, 17, 18th over to really launch. Just nudge up a couple of runs, just nurdle it around the corners. Moving his feet nicely. Pushing for that second. Is Adams coming back? Yes, it is. Doubling up. This is fantastic running by the Rocks. 2
big men running up and down the crease. Here in the team for their bowling. But here they are, showing that they must also do it with the bat. Hardus Viljoen, like we've said, has been batting well this season.
Again, a little shimmy and a misfield by the bowler. Can be only cross with himself. Great fielding in the deep.
But like you said, just waiting for the right time to launch. They still have 4 wickets in hand, which is really good considering where they started off, losing 4 wickets in the power play. So the important thing, you look at what score they'd want. A 150 from here would look stunningly good, but that would require them trying to go for the money now. Can't wait until 2 overs left, 3 overs left. You try and pursue it now.
You need that one big over. Very strangely enough, Pendulo, there was no message sent to them either, but a drinks, and maybe there was they were losing wickets so quickly that the new batting partner will just give them the message.
It comes a point where the message is known by everyone. Don't lose your wickets.
Yeah. And Van Berg actually started that with Adams. They actually had a 38 partnership going, went very well, and then Van Berg played a bit of a rash shot.
The most impressive thing is the construction of that partnership, Caps. It wasn't just let me go haywire from the start. It was just like this. How Ferisco Adams is doing it now with Hardus Viljoen as they think about number 2. Good idea.
We just saw them brushing shoulders there. You just feel that Saleka would have come off second there in that tussle. Anyone who has seen Viljoen up close and personal, it looks like an eclipse when he walks towards you. He is a very large man. But that is the end of the over. It's 106 for the loss of 6 after 16. And Ferisco Adams, fantastic job. 28 of 25. And it does not seem like it's been explosive, but him and Van Berg was the mainstay thus far in this Rocks lineup.
They are the reason that score is triple figures now, and with only 6 wickets gone, because so easily it could have been innings over by now. If they didn't do what they did, they started off slowly. 1s, 2s, 1, 2, some really dry overs. But eventually the bowling team will give you deliveries to hit as they want your wicket really, and they give you the run-scoring balls. But speaking about man who's looking for a wicket, it's Cohen Mangru, a strike bowler, is known for.
Does move it quite a lot away from the righties. He's got 2 to work with here. He did pick up the big wicket of Janeman Malan as well.
And he also has a lot of tricks with those cutters. Slow balls.
This one just heaved on the offside, and it's a very interesting field. If we look at it, Pendulo, they have got a short, it's almost like a 4th slip. It's not really on 3rd man on the circle. They've got a backward point. They also got a deep point. Then they've got a 45 and a man on square leg. Other than that, everyone else in front of the wicket is on the fence.
It's going to be full deliveries. They're expecting him to go big in front in the V. That's why they're putting a man on the covers. This ball is going to be full. Outside of that off stump, Hardus, what are you going to do?
Oh, another wide. This is not what Mutsusami wants it, but you can see the plan there is don't pitch it onto the stumps. Go and get a bit wider, go full, go wide, and bring those 2 gentlemen on the fence in play. They've got the deep cover on the fence, about 10 meters off the fence, and they also have got long off on the fence and the big long Janssen on mid-on, or long on rather.
Smashing shots, exactly what Cohen Mangru wants to be doing, and that is what they want Hardus Viljoen to do. Sometimes when you're big and strong like a Hardus Viljoen, you tend to think that you have the abilities to take it over the top, especially with a Cohen Mangru who's not bringing it to you. You feel like, yeah, I can take him on. That's how you just lose your wicket a little bit, especially now that you're looking to accelerate as well.
Mangru just changing the angle there for Adams. For him, they've got this interesting field set. Oh, this one is in the ribs. That's going to leave a mark. That's going to need a rub down later tonight.
That is so painful. You heard the thud from up here. What a risky shot. Even when you have a chest guard, it doesn't cover the inside ribs. Oh, clattering for Federico Adams, but he's called off the medic, saying, no, I'm a man, I can deal with this.
Just telling look at the physio, just looking around at him and saying, are you sure? We all heard it, mate. It was hard. It was in the ribs.
Thank goodness it wasn't a Miguel Pretorius, because just understanding that ball has the ability of cracking ribs and breaking bones.
Oh, his partner, Ardis Viljoen, on the other side, who bowls a heavy ball. Oh, he's back on his feet. Frisco Adams, facing up to Mangaru. Oh, he's mad now. He went for that one. Can just see him shaking his arm as well. I think everything just went numb there for a couple of seconds. 110 on the board now for the loss of 6.
All of a sudden, right in the bottom middle of the order, we're seeing these partnerships spring up. It just happens when you complete the spells of your best bowlers, and like you said, sometimes you think that, we got this now, and all of a sudden the other team finds their rhythm. This partnership has blown up into 32 from out of nowhere.
Oh, this one is hammered, but Janssen is there. It is at a very wide long on. Mangaru with that slingy action, he's just trying to force it a little bit more than he did in the other matches. He's getting less swing than he's used to. And we haven't seen that variations that you've spoken of.
But the thing is, the job is getting done here. He's bowling to his field exactly full and just outside that off stump. The batters are struggling to get those boundaries because 1s and 2s now are not that valuable.
Oh, again, just teasing that wide line. You could see now he wants gloves and maybe a bit of breathalyzer as well. It is Nelson. It is 111 for the loss of 6 after 17 overs. Adams is on 30. This partnership is 34 runs, and it's just pushed that run rate past the 6 to the over. They're on 6.5. Viljoen doing a great job as well. He is on 7 from 10. 3 overs to go. Again, the question comes up, where do we need to go from here? I feel they'll be happy if they can reach that 140 mark. They'll be thinking job done from where they were. Look at that scorecard. Adrian de Tooy got a start. Janman Milan got a start. And the only one capitalizing on a little bit is Frisco Adams.
That's what I love the most. Previous partnership, Von Berg was the man pushing the mantle.
Oh, this one just popped up in the air. A very strange shot by Ardis Viljoen.
Seems like it just didn't get to him on time. And as he was charging down the crease, there's still 2 men in square leg and cow corner.
Oh, again going for that gentleman at mid-wicket. Ardis Viljoen very interested in the second. Adams just not having any of it.
It's a good idea from Viljoen is 12 balls for his 8 runs, meaning that he's not getting the strikes that he wants, the blows that he wants. So give them to the man who seems to have found his rhythm here in Frisco Adams.
Oh, goes for the big shot, dropped on the knee, going against the spin, and it's huge.
Brilliant shots from Adams. You saw him just shimmy a little bit to open up the angle of the shot. Went down to his leg side. It was there in all its splendor from Caleb Selega. Takes on the man at long on. Who are you, Miguel Pretorius? Watch this ball sail over you for a brilliant 6.
Just see how much space he did give himself. He was way outside the leg stump, and Selega just fell into the trap, bowled it right in the slot, and he spanked it over the fence. And finally some music. Even the Rocks got a bit of a clap going now. 118. This is the time to launch. Gain room down the leg side. Seleka's just falling into that trap. Fantastic take there by Herman.
Wonderful work indeed from Herman. Didn't advance down the track. It's trying to get away from him opening up so much space for himself.
Oh, inside out this time round, going with the spin. But he does have protection out there. And you got to feel, Seleka, that would be the better option for him. If he's going to give himself room, maybe just go more to the offside, have him hit in that area. You've got two guys, you've got the sweeper and also the long off on the fence. Also got three guys in the circle.
So often when you see a batter try to give himself room, you try to squeeze that room away.
Oh, this one is slapped, and that man on the sweeper fence comes into play. Fantastic work done. Keeps it down to the 1.
But this just speaks to your point. It's counterintuitive. He's giving himself room. Yeah, let me give him more room. So you saw it just mistiming it, hitting it with the toe of his bat because he has that protection out there.
Oh, this time Huddersfield trying the same. Trying to get it in that gap between the short third man and backward point. Seleka finishing up his 4 overs, 31 runs, the 2 fours and the mammoth 6 we've just seen. All of a sudden, 122 for 6. 2 more overs to go, and this partnership is at 45.
Getting a move on is Farisco Adams. Sean von Berg led in his innings with him. He lost his wickets, understanding what he needs to do now. He's taken the amount of deliveries to get in. Now he needs to pay for those deliveries that he spent out there. And slowly he's doing just that. 37 from 32. How better would it look if he gets a 50 for his efforts?
Yes.
And does not lose his wickets. Just 2 more overs to go. Cohen Mangru comes for his final over.
Yeah, it might be the over they would like to attack. Bit of pace on the ball. Oh, I can just see the intent there with this very strange field again. They've got a 245s. They've got a slip that's on the circle. They've got a man that is on a short third man. They got deep backward point out. And for Huddersfield, things just change around a little. They take out the 45 and he comes into the covers. The plan would be to go wide at him and very full. And this time round, he has let it rip. It's a half a dozen. It's a 6er.
Mammoth shots from Huddersfield. Man, did he hit that hard. Just a little bit in that slot. Not wide enough. Too full. Bowling exactly to his plan because Vian Lerber's there. That's what they want for Lune to do. But just got too much of a clean connection.
Yeah, it brings a 50 partnership up for the Rocks. Exactly what they needed and so desperately needed. Goes for it again this time round. Exactly what they were looking for. That was a little bit wider. As you mentioned, the previous one just a bit too straight. That was wider. And that man, a deep extra cover comes into play.
It's good stuff. I always look at it, Gert, and I say, if you as a batter have to hit it over my fielder, I've done a good job as a bowler. I've done my best to make you do what I want you to do. It's just that at that particular moment in time, you just played the better cricket for that one ball.
Oh, improvisation. Missed it just. Don't know if that was the best shot selection with the 2 gentlemen there. Want to get it over them then. Just give it yourself a chance to give it away. He's on 40.
Maybe lacking the confidence that Falyun has in his power to just go and smash that over the top.
If your partner's smashing it, give him the strike. There's an easy one down the ground. Oh, fantastic bowling. So often you could be bullied into going to that leg side. He stuck to the plan and just another single brings the big man, Falyun, back on strike.
Incredible spell of bowling this. Wonderful return from Cohen Mangru. You'd expect for a 6 every now and then to come. It's at the back end of the innings after all. But around that 6 runs that he's conceded, he's controlled his over very well, forcing the batters to hit to his fielders. Even that 6 was forced over a fielder. One more ball.
Oh, this one also hit hard. Janssen coming in, making sure they won't take his arm on. Great finish to the over. That was fantastic work by Kerwin Manguru. His 4 overs have gone for 32. He picked up the big wicket of Yanaman Malan. It's 132 for the loss of 6, and approaching that last over was Anawe. It's been a fantastic day.
How can you not want to be a part of it? This is the CSA T20 challenge, of course. And it's coming down to the last over in this innings after the Northwest have elected to field first. Great return, going just a slight under 7 runs to the over. And Bamanya Kleinge will be responsible for that. Briscoe Adams has done brilliantly for his 41. See, it's that Sean van Berg, and that top 3 run scorers are all in the bottom half of the batting order.
Yeah, that top order got blasted away by Michael Pretorius, who did such a fantastic job. Kleinge coming into the attack. He only 5 against his name, but he did concede with all the leg buys that he pushed down leg. He did concede 12 runs in that first over he bowled. Hardest Viljoen working this one around the corner. Janssen picking it up. There's a bit of a tumble. They'll get back for the second. And again, Kleinge very lucky to get away with that one.
Exactly. Sometimes statistics really can be deceiving. They don't tell the full story. Looks good, 5 runs to the over, but deep down inside, Kleinge himself knows that he can bowl better than what he has produced here today for his team. Very important over, the final one. Wants to go straighter.
Oh, he goes shorter, and that is a smack. Is it going to be a wicket? Oh, it's a drop catch. It's one of those scenarios, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've seen a great catch by Prince. We've seen some good bowling. And now we've seen an ugly drop on the field.
And we're seeing more miscommunication from the fielders as the batting team is able to take an extra run. Vian Lerber has already taken a catch this game. Not easy running like that, but he covered his ground. He got there. You could see from the deflection, he got good hands onto it. He's not going to be happy with himself, that Vian Lerber.
No. Great bouncer. And good work from Hardest Viljoen to get to it. I don't think any other batter would have come close to it. You can just see him getting there. He was there. And I think he just misjudged it a little. Just kept on going over that left shoulder. Oh, this time round going straight. We'll double up again without a doubt. Oh, the pressure. The pressure. 139. We said if they get to that 140, they'll be happy.
It's definitely the case, and you can hear now the crowd is actually engaged in the game. They are lively. Big oohs and ahs from that drop. They are encouraging their fielding side to restrict the runs as much as they can. Kleinge has given away 6 runs from his first 3 deliveries.
Adams need another 7 for that 50, and oh, he deserves it.
Man.
Oh, this one is smashed back. I think it's going to be cut off, but they will come back for the second. Great work by Viljoen. Going to the non-striker. He just set off.
This is resilience from the Gbets Rocks. So easily you could have been walking in as a batting team and be like, it's done already. Let me just swing. But here, everyone down at the bottom end for the Rocks, chipping in valuably.
Oh, going over extra cover. This will be a boundary without a doubt. Lovely shot for Briscoe Adams on 49. Oh boy, does he deserve a 50.
Whacks that over the top. Not an easy shot to play. But who am I? Briscoe Adams has it in his bag. Just shimmying across. Again, opening up that room. Slaps that. Tennis whack. 4 runs. He's on 49 now. Last delivery of the innings.
Oh, he goes down the ground, and that will give him his 50, and a fantastic 50. Doesn't matter who you support, you gotta love the grit. 146 for 6 after 20 for Briscoe Adams, without a doubt. It started off with Sean van Berg. But Frisco Adams is the MVP of the Rocks innings.
What an innings this is. It started off so slowly. He was on mid-20s on a ball-by-ball basis, thinking, you're taking so many deliveries, but this is why. Right at the end, we need you if you've taken those balls to score those runs. And he did. Hardest for Leon also coming in, chipping in with that 21, some big hits of his own. And after losing 4 wickets in the first power play, and with the absorption of the runs from the Northwest Dragons, 146 is not the worst return from where they were.
And partnerships. They had that 36 partnership with Sean van Berg and Adams. Then this one is that magical 69 that they've got. Fantastic return. 146 all of a sudden with overhead conditions. It just seems like the Rocks have gotten themselves back into the match thanks to Frisco Adams.
These are runs that you can look like as the bowling team and say, we can defend them. It's 7.5 runs to the over that will be required. Miguel Pretorius has shown where the areas are for your hardest for Leon, and then Senoran Mutusami has shown where the areas are for the spin bowlers, of which the Rocks have a plethora of in Michael Copeland, Manak, Von Berg, and in Mahima. So, conditions, it's 3:30 here, but it's completely dark as you can see from your screen. So it speaks volumes on what the ball will be doing. It's going to be fascinating.
It's going to be a fantastic. Don't stray or go away. Go make yourself a cup of tea. You got about 20 minutes. We're going to be back on, and it's going to see if the Auto Investments Northwest Dragons can rush down these runs. 146, need 147 to win from the Gbets Rocks. See you in 20 minutes. those very difficult scenarios when you try it. It's a low score, you don't want to throw wickets away, but Duckworth, Lewis and Stern does come into play. They need to be on 16.
That's gonna help.
Yeah, that would help.
They moved to 10. We saw how the Duckworth Lewis Stern method twisted the game down in Johannesburg, Western Province versus the Wanderers, or the Lions rather. That game seemed to be in control of the Lions until the rain came, and Duckworth Lewis really put a tall order on the Lions, eventually seeing a super over in that match. But of course, we wouldn't want a game to be interrupted by rain. We want to see it play out fully so we can get more wides, I suppose.
And also, if you're going to get a super over, you want it to be a super over, which it was by Kwenama Parker.
All the more reason why he's no longer in the shores of South Africa right now. We saw him adorn the kit of Mumbai Indians, one of the best franchises in world cricket. 17-year-old. It's what the CSA T20 challenge can do. You can also see splendid shots from Ruben Herman, squeezing the ball through the covers. What a great shot that was. They exchange for 3.
Just getting high on his toes, just on the up. What a lovely shot that was. Control, and this is now the difference between him forcing it against Adams and just timing it against Hardes Viljoen. You know he's not going to intimidate Hardes. So this is literally just him getting onto that toes, hitting it on the up, on the rise. What a lovely shot that was for the triple.
Brilliant shots. That gap is so narrow with short extra cover and mid off, but he was able to squeeze it through. Hardes Viljoen now struggling with the left-right combination. That pushed way wide in the opposite directions from his previous 2 wides in the over.
Yeah, I don't think you'll feel the breeze with that one. That wasn't a tight call by any stretch of the imagination.
Clear wind between the ball and pads.
Yeah, he's just struggling with that right-left combination. Almost looks like he's trying to push it into the batter's pads.
Oh, that's much better from Hardes Viljoen. Seems to have just rolled his fingers onto that one with the ball deviating off the surface.
That one definitely did something extra for Hardes Viljoen.
Was there a touch on Prince's bats? We're sitting at a rather awkward angle right behind the batter's shoulder. Some deviations may mislead us. So Hardes Viljoen, who wants to bowl it there though as much as he possibly can, has only bowled 2 legal deliveries. Gets this one onto that slot. It's too full though. Mikhail Prince pounces on it over short extra cover. It goes for 4.
What a shot. And the form he's in, he's not going to miss out. And the positive intent from the Dragons has been shown from the get-go. The Gbets Rocks just struggling with line and length. Look at that, just dropping down, making sure that he clears the infield. Lovely shot, 4 runs.
Shots of domination from Mikhail Prince. Comes back with a glorious delivery, does Hardes Viljoen, but it's met with equal poise from Mikhail Prince, able to consolidate his boundary. It's 5 runs. Oof.
So yeah, it is getting very dark. There is rain across the area. So hopefully we'll just get more cricket in. Just for another hour and a half, it must stay away. 127 runs to win of 104 deliveries. Thus far, not losing a wicket. 20 without loss.
And that's the biggest concern for the Rocks here. You've got these 2 gentlemen who are starting to get their eye in now. And your bowlers, well, they're not performing as what you saw the opposition do. It must be frustrating as the captain. You've seen the other team, you've seen what they're doing. I'm sure when you get into the change room, the discussions also follow that protocol. You've seen, gentlemen, what needs to be done. And then when you come in and you have to execute, it becomes a different story.
And already we've seen that Hardes Viljoen now comes around the wicket to the left-hander and over the wicket to right-hander. So a little bit out of his comfort zone as well.
Bangs that over the top, does Mikhail Prince. Such a chance. That would have been spectacular. Prince took a phenomenal catch. So it would have been something if he got a taste of his own medicine. But it is not the case. 3 overs come to a close, and that would have been phenomenal.
Janeman Milan just nearly grabbing this one. It looked like he timed it. You can see he just stood there. Oh, and just popped out of the hand. That would have been a sensational catch by the veteran.
Magnificent work from Malan in the field. Gonna give a scare there from Mikhail Prince out of nowhere. Hardest for Leon, just finding one to work, sticking onto the crease, not really getting some timing on it. Prince. Now we see that change of bowler. Senoran Mutusami was phenomenal in the power play and throughout his whole stint when he came in. Now we see Imran Manak, spin bowler, right arm offie. He'll be bowling to Mikhail Prince. Imran Manak is very much so good with the white ball. Bowls attacking lines is much quick. Because of his height, gets that extra bounce as well. So when he does get it to turn, he becomes an absolute menace. But it's not often the case.
His best bowling figures are 4 for 14 in 4 overs was brilliant. I just feel he's bowling from the wrong end with that extra bounce. It might just be trying to change it up, go from the other side. We saw that Pretorius especially got that ball to lift a little bit more with his height.
Giving it nice lift there. Any other bowler, that's a single. Just popping it out from the air is Imran Manak. Oh, just not getting the timing correctly.
There's pointing, you can see, drive the ball, don't heave-ho. Don't try and go for the big hoik.
Those cross-bat shots haven't been yielding much dividends for the batters, have they?
No, maybe the pitch is just playing a little bit more sticky than we thought. A bit more two-paced than it looks from up here. Because we've noticed that the timing on both sides now has been shown, especially when you try and force it and muscle it through.
Coming in much nicer and even better from off Ruben Herman's bat. Did you hear that crack?
Oh.
It's 4 runs.
That was absolutely smashed. And again, the middle of the bat, the timing, didn't try and overhit it, and it just pinged off the bat.
That's what you've been talking about, the footwork from Herman. Look at that. Just getting to the line of the ball, waiting for it at the last minute, and getting all of that timing. Now, just mistiming it, but the important thing here for the Dragons is that they get that single.
I don't think the intent was there to hit another boundary. You can just see from both these batters, as soon as they score boundary, they want to get off the strike. Make sure that they don't go for one too many.
They keep searching for more runs. That seems like a very easy 2 at the end of the day. They called it the moment Mikhail Prince ran for the run.
Yeah, that's a difference between every time you see these two, especially from the Dragons bat together against any other team, is the communication between them. The response is immediate. Everything just goes and flows with these two batting.
Doing a fantastic job here. They've survived 4 overs. It's 30 for no loss. It's exactly what they want. Herman on 15 from 13. Prince 11 from 11. Partnership is scoring at a touch above what is required. So at this rate, the Dragons will go on to a victory. But Frisco Adams changes his angles, reserving the opposite end for the quicker bowler. But again, the running, so easy.
It's almost like they can feel the ball off the bat, knows that he didn't time that. Nice soft hands, easy run. Herman is extremely quick between the wickets, and Prince just on his heels as well. Like I said, the response is immediate, and we need this over to complete, to constitute a match. We need that 5 overs to be completed, and Duckworth, Lewis and Stern. At this point, they should be on 28. They are on 31.
Changes drastically through a loss of a wicket, however. So that's what they'll just want to avoid, any loss of the wickets. Sometimes when you're batting like this, it's not every over where you're just looking to pile on 10 runs to the over. Sometimes there will be overs where the bowler gets it right and you accept that, but then they will offset each other much later in the innings.
It's exactly what happened in that 141 partnership that they had. Herman was the aggressor and Prince just quietly went his work.
But see now, both of them, Frisco Adams seems to have found his mark, having switched his ends, running down the slope. So maybe there might be something to do with that. But I really liked the idea you brought up of bringing Manak on the opposite end to get that extra bounce, because you also saw the ball just nipping a little bit from off the surface, coming from where Frisco Adams is bowling from right now. Oh, what? Take cover, Ampi. Lucky to still have his shins intact. What a blast from Ruben Herman for 4.
Oh, Frisco Adams must have said something. He went at him with that one. Oh, what a shot. That was absolutely dismissive. Just absolutely open face slap that one. Look at that.
Absolutely cracked. That was on the 5th, 6th stump. It was so wide. Could cut that away, but he said no. Send it back to the sender. 4 runs. And this time he picks it up into the stands. Ruben Herman takes on Frisco Adams. And what a shot for 6.
And that's when you know you're hitting it in opposition direction. The people on the bank just absolutely scattered when they heard that bullet go off. Look at that. Just parting the seas there. No one expected that ball. That's a half a dozen.
Gunshot. That's what it sounded like from Ruben Herman, and that's what it looked like. They moved to 42. He's looking to just go a little bit too much. Anticlimactic end for the Dragons. In this over, 5 have been completed. 42 for no loss.
It is 42 with no loss. And incoming weather will look like it's going to have a factor. We're just having a look at all the technology available to us. There is weather around the corner. And at the moment, they're doing a fantastic job. 42 without loss. Herman is 26 of 18. Prince just quietly going along his work.
Just exactly like you said would be the case. But surprise package for the Gbets Rocks has been Siyabonga Mahima, coming from Mpumalanga, still 25 years old. Took many wickets in the 4-day series, and here he is now.
Left armour. It does surprise you every now and again with the quicker one that he does possesses. He does take the pace off. Goes very wide on the crease as well. So he creates that angle into the pads and then try and turn it from there. Bowling into this last over of the power play. 104 still required of 88 deliveries.
And it's going to be last. Some batters will feel like it's the last chance for me to actually get a big hit over this infield that's still limited. That's how sometimes wickets get created.
And this is what makes Mahima so good. For the right-hander, or for the left-hander, he would actually go to a couple of leggies trying to turn the ball away from the left hand instead of turning it into him. But the ball is not going to turn when you give it a nice juicy full toss.
That's exactly what he does not want to give. Especially to a man who's on form. Ruben Herman just saw his eyes light up. a balloon floating towards his lightning bat. Get that out of here, he says. Out it goes. 6 runs.
Can we have some Rennies with that pie, please?
What flavor is the pie? It's pie flavor.
49 without loss, closing in on that 50.
It's a great shot, that's but a very poor delivery from Mahima. It's fresh from a 2 from 33 runs against the Warriors. So he is a wicket taker, is Siyabonga Mahima.
Yeah, duck with Lewis and Stern. Pass score is on 41 now. It is 6 overs gone, 49 without loss. Fantastic partnership again by these two. They just click as an opening pair.
Doing a fantastic job. And they look very comfortable. That's the worrying thing for the Gbets Rocks here. Nothing seems to be rocking them in their stance. Even the good deliveries that they are struggling with, they are able to just get ones from them, even if they are untimed. But now they have to deal with the idea that you've brought forth.
Yeah, let's see if this will bear any fruits for the Rocks. It is Monarch changing ends. You might just feel that an extra bounce with his height is going to come into play here.
It's a very interesting idea. Mikhail Prince must be wary of top edges.
Oh, the bowler was very excited. He was already celebrating. And it's almost like he was the only one. He was running down the crease.
Umpire saying that hits him outside the line of the off stump. You can see he's already started right on off stump is Prince. Very much so outside the line of the off stump.
And almost the change worked. You can even see the batters just having a look now as well. Just a bit more weary of the fact that it is going to be something different than it was from the other end. Oh, and there it takes the wicket. Prince just running out of patience. Mikhail Prince, 13 from 15, one short of the 50 mark, 49 without loss. And Imran Manak breakthrough. Wicket time for the Rocks.
Phenomenal bowling that from Imran Manak. Prince was looking comfortable and then gave himself a very uneasy position, dancing down the track. Manak wary of that. He pushes it slightly wide. Very smart bowling from him. No need, you feel, from Mikhail Prince. Never got to the pitch of the ball, never got to its line. Great take from behind the stumps from 14. That's all that wrote from Mikhail Prince.
That's the end of the first partnership and the breakthrough that the Rocks so desperately needed. Now they must feel that they're in it. A new batter at the crease. Keep taking wickets, keep bowling dots. Make sure the pressure builds not just from the one end but from the other end as well. That target of 147 all of a sudden looks like a bit of a stretch. Although they've gone underneath the 100 required, it's still going to be a big task. As Reinhard van Tonder comes to the crease, he's got an average of 26 and a pretty decent batter. He's not had the best of seasons, but he can hit a nice long ball.
One of my favorite upcoming players is Reinhard van Tonder. When it comes together, it looks so good. It's gonna need to come together here as he walks in. Ruben Herman still on 32, undefeated, but van Tonder not the greatest T20 stats you'd look. 113 strike rate, you'd want that to be at least over 120 as a top order batter in this format of the game.
Oh, going back and just nudging it down, just nurdling it around the corner. Just want to get off the mark and get the 50 up for your team as the Auto Investments Dragons goes up to the 50 mark. And you just want to get off that dreaded Donald.
looked so much easier compared to how the Gbets had to get to their 50 runs. They had already lost 5 wickets by the time they reached the landmark, so that bottom order really coming in handy. But now, with the strong starts from the Dragons for the top order, they already have a stronger middle order. They should be looking confident to break it through, even with the good fielding being in show.
Yeah, he should have open slapped that one. Oh, the Samana just angling in. Lucky to get away with it. That man at 45 just making sure. And you can just see there Herman showing Van Tonder is just bouncing a bit more than he's expecting. The equation is simple. It's 97 to win off 78 deliveries. It's 50 for the loss of 1 after 7.
What a game this is building up to. The crowd sounds uber excited. There's so much life happening here in Potchefstroom. It's exactly what you want the CSA T20 challenge to be like. You can see from the far right of your screen, and then all around the right hand side of the stadium, up across the JB Marks Oval Pavilion, just fans everywhere, all looking to see the newly dawned Protea come to bowl now in Sean von Berg.
Yes, not quite the young man you would expect. 37 years of age already. Wealth of experience. And a high for him getting that Protea cap. The dream of every player. Just to play for your country, as that one is just worked around the corner for the one. He did pick up a couple of wickets. Scored a bit of runs as well for the Proteas.
Didn't take that long for him to break through. Just, 37 is not too bad. Lightning, those erupts. Sound of thunder in JB Marks.
And we're not talking about the bat, we're talking about the skies. But Herman says, hold on. Was that the thunder or was it my bat?
Clearly, the weather. It was reading the future. The northwest skies already predicted the rumble. And the rumble continues from Ruben Herman. He scored 100 the last time he batted here. He's on 36.
Again, dropping it short and absolutely slapped it down the ground. Big Artis Viljoen, a lot of work to do. He just cannot stop it. That's a double up for Ruben Herman.
How powerful was that? Hard hit. It's no fluke. He did it against Verisco Adams. He seems to love hitting that ball outside the off stump, back diagonally, through to the mid-on. Great shot that is. But he does have the drive still there.
Bit of a letdown, that dot ball. Artis Viljoen did a lot of work downstairs. He's did about 20 yards to get to that one. Just hit so ferociously. Oh, well bowled, Sean van Berg, getting it right into that block hole and got the big old shovel out just to get the single there.
But still, despite the good delivery, they are getting runs, are the Dragons. That's the only worrying thing for the Gbets Rocks, is even the good deliveries are some way, somehow being scored off. Now it's just one more ball from van Berg.
Oh, and that was off the keeper's pad. Nearly thought he chopped it onto his stumps there. Van Berg, a good finish to the over. It is 60 up for the loss of 1 wicket. 8 overs gone. The required rate is 7.2, but currently they're going at 7.5 with the Duckworth, Lewis and Stern. They should be on 57, so 3 runs ahead.
They're doing the right thing here. Ever since the innings have started, they're just batting at that required rate. It's never been too far behind, nor have they ever been too far ahead of it. But here's Imran Manak for his 3rd over.
Oh, this one just pushing it wider. You almost feel that they're happy to give Herman the 1. And get Van Tonder on strike. He's only faced 3 deliveries thus far. They might feel that they can get a bit of a breakthrough, a hole to bowl at. Not easy for a new batter coming in and keeping up with the pace.
But you still look, there's a Vihan Lerber coming in. Lesibang Gwebe.
Well fielded off his bowling.
Still have Senoran Motsusami, who can swing a few of his own. Needless to say, Janssen, all of these guys can still bat.
Oh, just wider on the crease there, just trying to create the angle. It's another single to the scoreboard, and they'll be happy just to keep the scoreboard ticking. The left-right combination.
Partnership has grown now to just 13 runs. And you know, Gert, there's always that weird transition phase. Especially here in the T20 game where you move from the power play where you had 2 fielders and you transition to 5 fielders now patrolling the boundary. There's always a transition for the batting team to just rechange their gameplay, understand how the team is fielding outside the power play.
And then you're going to the gap like that. Is this a chance? Yes, it is. Exactly what I've been talking about. They feel Van Tonder is the vulnerable one. He falls into the trap. And with that little bit of extra bounce that Manak gets from that end, it's another wicket time for the Rocks.
They couldn't transition. Van Tonder could not transition outside of the power play. Great work. This from Imran Manak. He's changed the ends, revolutionized his bowling, taking wickets, that extra bounce becoming a problem again. And like you said, that's that top edge. Just didn't get meat on it. What an easy catch at the end of the day, that from Jonker.
Yeah, just down his throat, didn't have to move. And there's the man you mentioned earlier, Vihan Lerber, coming into the crease now. Between him and Herman, they will try and just keep the scoreboard ticking, because the Duckworth, Lewis and Stern is on 60 now with the fall of that wicket. 63 for 2 is what they're on. Manak busy with his third over, and he's already picked up 2 for 12.
He's doing a great job here, Manak. Has one more delivery remaining in his over. Coming from Johannesburg is where he is, so north Highveld conditions are conditions where you should be more comfortable, because there was a period where Northwest and Johannesburg were basically one single union. Breakthrough, or the breakaway, happening 3 years ago with the restructure. So now Imran Manak moved away. He went down to Paarl, plays for the Paarl Rocks in the SA20 as well. But this is where it all started from for him, in the Highveld. That's why he's getting these dividends.
Lerber facing his first delivery. Oh, again, just off the mark. Just keep the scoreboard ticking. 2 lefties now. That's the end of the over, the end of the 9th. 64 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Herman is now looking for a partner on the other side.
Definitely will be looking for anyone who's coming in now to just work with him. Everyone knows that he is the danger bat. He's been playing very well in Potchefstroom. I think it was you and I commentating for the SAA versus India A game right here in Potchefstroom. So close, so close to a first-class century when he scored that 95 and gave it away, pulling it straight to a man at mid-wicket. He's now on 43 from 31, having lost Mikhail Prince and Reinhard van Donder. Here's Van Berg, wanting to get into the wickets column. His fellow spinner, Manak, has already gotten 2.
83 of 66 deliveries. Duckworth, Lewis and Stern now on 66. Currently they're on 64. Quick across the park there. Not able to pick the second one.
For some reason, I always thought that the Duckworth Lewis Stern is much more punishing when you lose a wicket. That's the one mechanic of cricket that I definitely know we need to touch up on. You know, previous over it was a 60, you lost a wicket, but it just went up to 66. Still very much within the reach of the Dragons.
Oh, going downtown is he? Janeman Malan cannot cut it off. It is absolutely smacked, and Herman has moved to 47.
What a player this guy is.
Oh.
What power through his shots. What timing, placement, and precision. Moves to 47. His runs have not been flukes. Again, here he is, top scoring for the Dragons.
Oh, again, just going off the back foot. They might be doubling up here. It is great running, great response by Vian Leber.
Went to the wrong end, did Harjas Viljoen. There was slight hesitation from Ruben Herman when he saw that it was Viljoen picking up the ball because that's not an arm you want to play with. But choosing the wrong end, Leber makes it home safely.
And here we go, 50 up for Ruben Herman. A superstar in the making. Still not that old, a very young player. He's a great prospect going forward. Ruben Herman, 50 runs of just 33 deliveries, and he just looks like he's batting on a different surface.
Seems like he's having so much fun with it as Ruben Herman. For the entire season, it's been the case, especially here with the CSA T20 challenge. His first 2 scores were pretty weak, scoring 3 and 1, but ever since then, he's just been on the money. 90 runs, 102, 25, which was the highest score for the team against the Dolphins, and here he is now.
Oh, Sean van Berg getting the edge. Oh, and again, Ruben Herman so quick across the park. Didn't even entice a throw or try to direct hit. That scoreboard just ticking along. 73 for the loss of 2. Runs required and balls remaining, getting closer to one another. 74 required to win of 61 deliveries. One more ball left in this, the 10th over.
Herman is doing exceedingly well right now, batting his socks off. And he just keeps the score ticking ever so well. 27 years old. Yet to reach a batting peak, as you'd say, because batters to normally develop much longer, get that sweet spot 29, 30, then they start being in business. So still some time to go for Ruben Herman.
But we see Ruben Herman, you see Vian Mulder, you just see these guys from 26, 27, 28, you're starting to mature and you can actually see where they're going to. 51 out 35 deliveries, it's 74 for the loss of 2 after 10. And this partnership in double figures already, 11, 73 to win of 60 deliveries. Duckworth, Lewis and Stern is now on 72, team scores 74.
100%, and as long as Ruben Herman is still there with that 51 undefeated, supported by Leber, it's definitely is going to be going lower and lower. That, as I speak about it, nearly losing his wicket there, Herman. But so long as these two stay out here, Gert, they're going to keep making the difference between balls remaining and runs smaller and smaller. Just even in the way that they're running, now it's getting better where they're calling is with much more conviction.
Yeah, and it's also the last over for Manak, who looked the most threatening of all the bowlers thus far, picking up 2 already and only conceding 14 runs. So you feel this next 4 deliveries is kind of just, let's just get him over with and concentrate on the rest.
Because you see how he's bowling, they just missed timing. His delivery is such an awkward bowler, is Imran Manak, because so often are your spin bowlers, your shorter guy, let's just say you don't get spin bowlers often who are as tall as Imran Manak. Let's just say that. So apart from his spinning, you get a very unkind bounce from him as a batter.
Yeah, you see a gentleman of that height walking into your club, into your coaching facility. How quick do you bowl?
Yeah, no, I bowl like 84 kilometers an hour. Ooh, but it's a good 84 kilometers an hour from Manak. Really varying his areas. Never predictable.
Yeah, and because he let the ball go from such a height, those fuller lengths almost gives you an impression of a full toss.
Just guided down from Vian Lerber. Great work from Sean van Berg. This was going to be a long chase if he could not stop it there. But it ends over number 11. Manak. Phenomenal bowling this has been from him. Just giving away 3 runs in that final over. He finishes it off. 15 from 14. Taking 2 wickets. But the problem is for the Rocks, he hasn't had a partner to apply that pressure with.
Sean van Berg has tried, but Ruben Herman has taken a liking to him. They might even have a change in bowling here. Van Berg getting 1 or 2 bottom edges, 1 or 2 inside edges, but just not breaking through, not just creating the pressure as you mentioned. The dot balls not stringed together. Mahima's going to try and do that now.
He's gone for 7 runs in his first over. Tries to bowl with much control as Siyabonga Mahima. He'll be bowling to Vian Lerber, who himself is a spinner. So he should have the textbook on how to play spin deliveries, as he shows, sweeping the dirt away for 4.
Yeah, misdirected, trying to get the leggy and the spinning from there. You can just see Mahima kicking the ground there. Totally misdirected. And just up and down from Vian Lerber. 4 runs.
There's a man stationed for the sweep shot, but even he couldn't reach that. Played very fine from Vian Lerber. He moves to 9. It's 65 from 53 now. And consolidating the boundary, looking to come back for 2. But this time they think much better of that idea.
Yeah, again, Hardus Liu picking that one up. On his toes this time round. Steaming in. And they said, no, we're not going to do that again. Already 5 from the first 2 deliveries, Pindulo. That makes it very hard.
No, when you start an over with a boundary as a batting team, you always feel like you now control the over. You feel like, yes, now I can just take the ones where I need to, take the 2s, let the bowler make the mistake. And more often than not, they tend to make another mistake somewhere in the over, so you can pounce once more. You know, when you reverse the pressure back onto them, now they're like, oh, you hit me for 4, come take this wicket. And here you go again for 6.
And that is exactly what they would want to do at the moment, is just reverse the pressure a little bit. Make sure they get back into the game. And they're only going to do that by taking a couple of wickets.
Vian Lerber dancing feet. Just pushing it in between Jonker and Viljoen. That's 2 runs for them. Looking so easy. Looking so lackadaisical and comfortable.
Yeah, definitely just make it easy as we hear rumbles again. Thunder just around us. The lightning not that close luckily yet. But this is down his throat and over the fielder. Misjudging it completely. It's 4 runs.
So close that was. Ever so close, but it's getting dangerous. It's getting real dangerous now for the Rocks. Not much for the players with the lightning still staying away, but each time you mention this lightning, we see a lightning shot. Herman, he's on 53. Lerber on 16, and Lerber is getting into the party now.
Yeah, Lerber getting part of it now. It is 64 of 52. 12 overs gone. It's been interesting to see how they approach it. You can hear the thunder from where we're sitting. You can see it's getting darker and darker. The lights are helping. Duckworth, Lewis and Stern is on 86. Currently they are on 90. It's one of those scenarios where you don't want to lose wickets. You've alluded to it so many times that as it goes on, the only thing that's been saving them is that they are above the required rate. They're scoring at a decent rate, so that's why those wickets, the first couple normally doesn't make that big a difference. It's from wicket 4 and 5 to 6 where you can actually see the jumps of 10s and 12s and 13s.
That's where you start seeing a skill deficit between the batters. Have your top batters who have the required skill to do what is needed for the team, which is have the mindset and the judgment to make decisions needed to score runs and needed to preserve wickets. And as you lose these batters, you get to where the batters are still skillful, but that decision making becomes the differentiator. And you just want to get your guys who make the best decisions to be the ones to take the team forward. This partnership now with 27, and it's easy to say that these two are pretty good decision makers with the bat.
Yeah, very decent. Two lefties. You see Michael Copeland coming into the attack.
One of 4 spinners in the Rocks lineup. It starts off with a wider line against Herman.
Again, getting that treatment of the open face slapper.
This time just not going to the leg side. Again, the long on and long off are pretty square. So the V is very big for both Lerber and Herman. And the procession of runs just ticking along here. Really need wickets here, do the Rocks. It's going to be hard to defend 56 from 47 deliveries. Oh, that's the one we're talking about. Outside that off stump, almost beheading Vihan Lerber. They take another 2.
Yeah, they're doubling up on those straight shots. Just flat batting it.
Wicked timing. Oh, yeah, again he goes for it, but this time there is no chance for the man at long on. If it didn't work, why not try it again until it does? 4 runs.
Lean back and slap. It's 98 for 2. It's another 4 to Ruben Herman, who's moved very, very quickly in his batting innings.
You know, the thing is, these deliveries are not short from Copeland. They're at that good length you'd say you want them to be, but the footwork from Herman completely changes the design of the delivery, making it look wider than it is, making it look shorter than what it is.
Copeland just going a lot more round arm this time round.
But you can see the difference between the feet of Lerber and Herman. All of those deliveries, they look like they had all the space for Herman able to open his leg side and smash it over the top. Whereas with Lerber allowing the ball to come to him with minimal feet and just pocketing it into the gap. The contrast between the partnership of power hitting and finesse creates such a beautiful complex for the batting team. That's why their partnership is on 37, and that's why they've reached 100 runs.
Triple up, triple figures up for the Auto Investments Dragons. Gbets Rocks, dire straits for them. They're gonna have to take wickets. There's no, you mentioned it, they're not gonna restrict them for this next 64 runs. They need at least a string of wickets now just to get into that all-rounders. 3 or 4 wickets is what they need, making sure that the set batters get sent back into the hut, because new batters will eat up a couple of deliveries.
But as we all know, very few things are as difficult as taking a wicket in the game of cricket. It's what the game is all about. Outside of runs, if you do not outscore me, I outwicket you. And here's Akona Mnyaka, left armer, looking to get one of these gentlemen's wickets. Bustly bowler is Akona Mnyaka.
Does have a bit of a fall away action. You'll see on the screen as soon as he delivers, he does drop that right shoulder, trying to get the ball to move in a lot. Interesting to see what he does with the ball. That's had a bit of tap, especially with that flat batted shots from Ruben Herman. He can still get the same movement that he's used to.
Just looking to adjust the field here. They've protected that leg side heavily. Herman is very strong on that area of the wicket, of course. but straight down is where he's been getting his purchase, and this time nearly getting Lerber into trouble.
Yeah, Lerber nearly went for a mid-wicket conference there.
A conference he would have attended alone, it seemed.
No one pitched up.
Luckily enough, neither did the ball to the stumps. Able to make it back home, nice and easy. Herman still has the leisure of a quite wide long on. They've brought mid-off into the wickets, or into the circle. And he takes it over the top. Point comes across. Herman runs for number 2.
That's another 2 to the scoreboard. And Ruben Herman has moved on swiftly to 65 or 45.
He's batting all so well. Really knocking his name on all the doors. Saying, hey, watch me. Seen him do it with the red ball. Here he is with the white ball. He's doing it really well in this tournament. But it's a long tournament. Home and away. It's been a while since we've had that. We are happy that it's come back. Last season was just 7 games per team and the final for the top 2. But right now, 2 games home and away. And then at the end of it all, top 4 go to the semi-finals, and then it's the final. So it's still a long CSA T20 challenge ahead of us. And you want it to be as long as you can, so we can see as much of Ruben Herman as we possibly can.
That ball was absolutely slapped. You could hear the noise of the bat just came off the middle. Janeman Malan just holding his hand after that one. That absolutely thudded into that palm. Oh, high fives with the left hand tonight.
Smashing shots. He'll be happy that he's done with his batting, because how would you grab the bat? But here's Wiaan Lerber, who himself has moved on quite decently to 19 from 14. And that's all he's been doing, just nestling the ball around. But this time it finds a gap through Hardus Viljoen, who's standing at backward point. He is the only protection in that area, and so it goes for 4.
Another lovely timed shot. It again just shows you when they've been waiting for the ball to come to them and timing it off the bat instead of trying to muscle it, it's just come off better.
It's looked better as well. Just so much more pleasing on the eye when the batter makes it look effortless. Lerber moves to 23. That equation now, both for runs to win and ball left, starting with the 30s. 39 to win, 36 deliveries. It's dangerous for the Rocks, so they bring in Hardus Viljoen. Their leading wicket take of the campaign so far. Hasn't fired today. 15 runs for his 2 overs. Can he get the much needed breakthrough? Herman again, very happy to hit the ball inside the V. That has been a very productive alphabet for him.
Yeah, he's been doing it very well. Those forceful shots down the ground has been productive. A lot of runs picked up.
When they ask Ruben Herman to read the alphabets, his starts with V, end with V, and all the 24 in between are V's. V, 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 V. It's just hitting it so well through that area. Oh, is looking to use his wrist, might get himself into trouble, and he does get himself into trouble because Janeman Malan takes a whopping catch, diving forward, and that is the dismissal of Wiaan Lerber.
Oh, Wiaan Lerber just trying to nurdle that one around and just getting the top edge instead of all of it, and it just went big. Fantastic work done there by Janeman Malan, who nearly took a blinder to get rid of Prince earlier on, just couldn't hold on this time round, sliding across the grass, and a lovely catch to pick up the 3rd wicket for the Rocks.
The glimpses have been there from Janeman Malan, and now they are in full splendor. hitting the top edge of Vian Lerber's bat. He runs across, diving in front. The sky is so gloomy it's white. The floodlights are in full flight now. Not easy to pick a white ball in those conditions, but he does so nonetheless. 109 for 3.
As we take a bit of a break, 109 for 3. Don't forget about the Protea women taking on the Sri Lankan inbound tour. Let's go SA! Experience our World Cup finalists, the Protea women's cricket team, in action as they rise up and take the Sri Lankan in on a T20 one-day international series on the 27th of March right up until the 17th of April. Wazanawe, let's show up and support. There'll be sixes, there'll be dancing, there'll be big hits. Let's follow the Protea woman. Always rising, that is hashtag always rising, hashtag Wazanawe.
Gotta love it, you gotta be there to see it. People normally forget that the Protea women are World Cup finalists. They are one of the world's finest. We've seen Shib Shabnim Ismail bowl the fastest ball for a woman, 132 kilometers an hour. One of the faster bowlers in the country is Hardus Viljoen. And the faster they come, the faster they go. But they are stopped right at the deep by Christian Jonker as the new batter, Lesiba Ngwepe, is off the mark from his first ball.
Yeah, he joins Herman. He'll be happy just to nurdle it around the corners. He's a very busy customer at the crease. He uses it quite well.
Hasn't fired really though, has Lesiba Ngwepe this season so far. And now he comes in with the team needing 36 from 33. They are on Nelson, famously known for a wicket-taking number. Those who don't know, Nelson 111, then you get your double Nelson, triple Nelson, quadruple Nelson, and so forth.
Yeah, customary just to lift the leg.
Mine are firmly planted to the ground.
The Rocks probably got all fours up on the moment.
Trying their best.
Need another 2 wickets, I feel, here.
From their leading wicket taker. And Ngwepe is able to deal with it. So are the running between the wickets. It's appreciated by the Dragons fans. It's another partnership that needs to restart now.
Yeah, need to restart after the wicket. And Hardus Viljoen picking that one up. One more ball to go in his third over. Only conceding the 19 runs. Bowled decently.
Started off quite waywardly. He got it together. And Clyde Fontaine still hasn't gotten the field together. Finding and marshalling his troops. He's one of the country's finest wicket keepers. His batting didn't come to shore this season, but his wicket keeping has been on fine standards. Oh, as good as he is, though, Clyde Fontaine, even he can't fly to that. Nor would first slip. Thick edge from Herman. It goes for 4, closing the gap. It's 31 from 30 now needed. Run per ball.
Yeah, he needed red boots and a cape to get to that one. No chance. Big flash. And 4 runs to the scoreboard. 116 for loss of 3. That's after 15 overs. Oh, another 5 overs to go. It's going in deeper than we thought. When the Rocks started off, we thought we might have been home already. But that brilliant tail partnerships that they've put together, it's just made the game a lot more interesting. And on a knife's edge as well, I still say, put 2 wickets at the wickets column and then see how you'll feel.
The game will change in an instant. Akona Mnyaga will love being the instigator of that. 31 from 30. Ruben Herman, again. What would the Dragons be this season in this T20 competition without him as their leading run scorer?
As you saw on the screen there, Monarch also bowled very well, picked up the 2 wickets for 14 runs. Oh, he just went for that one. Little shimmy down the track, and again that 9-iron just stuck. Hardus Viljoen just pulling up there. It looks like a bit of cramp. Great work, great chase there in the end.
The ball has been doing that throughout the entire match. Just when it comes from the air high up without that spin to take it forward, it just... and it just dies as if it's falling onto mud. But Hardus Viljoen is the one who seems to be in muddy waters here. Might have pulled something.
He's just walking all very gingerly. Can't really see if it's his ankle that he might have rolled, or maybe the knee. That left knee has always been strapped.
Looking like the ankle might be a problem here for the big fast bowler, but here's Akona Mnyaka.
Giving himself room is Herman. Is that going to be a catch? Oh, just dropping short. They're trying to get a move on here. Feel that this might be the bowler to attack. 4 runs in 2 balls.
If there's any shots, Herman is happy to miss time. It's that particular one. Any better connection would have fell straight into the hands of Christian Jonker. But Lesibang Gwebe, he hasn't, like we said, had the best season. Right now, they just need to rotate the strike, give it to Herman. He's the man on form.
Again, just nurdling it around the corner, doing exactly, I think your voice travels. He might have heard you and said, all right, let me give it to Herman. He's striking it nicely. He's 70 or 50.
My voice is heard by the players at the Wanderers Stadium. Not in JB Marks Oval.
You'll never know. You'll never know. 64. I beg your pardon. 27 balls left. 26 to win. Ruben Herman is just muscling it all across the park. He's looking for that second. This time round, the Rocks are aware of it. Great fielding. Christian Jonker has been busy down there.
It took 15 and a half overs in order for the Rocks to overtake the balls that are required, and now they'll be looking to keep that equation as that. 25 to win from 26 deliveries. Even a loss of a wicket will make the new batter coming in a little bit easier.
Oh, going in short, and Q ending that one. It's an easy one with the field spread.
Slower delivery that from Nyaga as well. Just playing around with it as a gentle breeze is blowing across the JB Marks Oval alongside the thunder which is coming. But luckily enough, the lightning is very far away. Around 60 kilometers away. It becomes dangerous when it's within 20 kilometers. That's where we see players walk out. In certain grounds, it's even stricter.
Oh, this one is absolutely hammered to Sean van Berg. That was a bit of a stand and deliver shot to bring us to a close of that over. 16 overs gone, 124 for 3. Herman 72 of 52, and Gwepe is 8 of 6.
Unfortunately, Herman's chance to get that 100 seems to be just gone away now. He needs 28 more runs. The team needs 23. And there's no doubt that his partner in Lesibang Gwebe, or if they lose a wicket, whoever comes next, will contribute to how much is needed. However, that does not take away from the stunner of the innings that he's having, nor does it take away from the fact that he is on sublime form.
He is in sublime form. Ngwepe will do well. I think just stick around with Herman. Get that asterisk behind your name for this game. That will maybe just kickstart your series a little bit. Maybe just get going.
Also, it's so important to just understand what your role is in the partnership at the current moment. Sure, you're on 8 for 6, but haven't been getting the best connection of the ball. Your partner at the other end is getting the ball straight to the boundary rider in less than a second, the way he's timing it so well. So Ngwepe doesn't need to put himself under pressure here and think that he has to take it on. Just get that single, allow Herman to do what he has to do. The problems will start if Herman had to lose his wickets, but it hasn't looked like the case any time he's been batting.
No, the closest he got was when he missed time one to deep square. Oh, sorry, mid-wicket. That fell a couple of meters short of him. That was the only time he actually looked like losing his wicket. So we see Michael Copeland coming into the attack again. His first over was decent, but didn't look like a threat. 4 overs to go. Only 23 runs required. And Herman says, top of the morning to you. It's a sixer.
Yo, what a smash that is from Herman. What a terrible start it is if you are Michael Copeland in this situation. But Herman saying, hi, you put it there, I will hit it the top. In which alphabet? In the V.
What's 1 + 1? It's the V, sucker.
Everything down the track.
Look at that.
Free flow of the bats. What a beautiful shot from Herman.
And he said, hold on, let's go again. We're going to finish it up. 13 runs required. That's 10 off 2 balls. Herman is getting a move on.
Even the billboards are saying be part of it. Because why do you not want to be a part of this? Herman putting on a show. If hitting it on the V on the leg side wasn't enough, how about hitting it on the V on the off side?
Just getting underneath that one, lifting it over the bowler. Oh, Herman wants to go home. Oh, this time round through mid-wicket. They will double up on this one. Oh, a bit of a thumble. Great backup.
It's exactly the job. Herman is having none of it. Going to 20 overs for what? Unfortunately, though, that they are on the 17th over. They've missed the opportunity of finishing the game within a bonus point. You do that by taking it on within 16 overs.
Oh, and Herman says, good morning. It's another one. It's another one that goes down in the crowd.
Cash money shot into the embankments. Crazy striking this from Ruben Herman. We know he has it, but to do it in 1 over like this, it is mental. 18 runs taken, and it's 5 to win with 2 balls in the over remaining.
Oh, he wants to finish it up. He's hearing the thunder. And is that going to be it? That is the victory. Ruben Herman, you beauty.
Boss! That is what that is. A boss innings from Ruben Herman. Tears apart Michael Copeland. He had no answers for the brasherie that was in Ruben Herman's bat. So close to another century. If he had just played for a 4 and a 6, he could have gotten it. But what matters is the team. And he has led the Dragons home. What a blast. And what a tournament Ruben Herman is having.
Oh, so far, one of the players of the tournament. He's banking his name right up there. It's even Janeman Milan just appreciating that innings. The man that started all 4 the rocks, that got them back on track. Adam scoring his 50 off the last delivery as well. Ruben Herman says, hold on. This has gone on long enough. 6, 4, 2, 6, 6 to finish it off. Poor Michael Copeland went for 34 in just 11 deliveries. 96 off 57, 148 with only 3 runs lost. And a fantastic game we've seen here at JB Marks Oval.
No one was expecting that finish. Still so much cricket left in 19 balls, the game coming to an end. But Ruben Herman was having none of it. It's a public holiday after all. South Africa's celebrating Human Rights Day. So they just want to go kick up and rest. And you can see, only needing 5 batters to do the job. 96 at number 1. That is something. Good contribution from Mikhail Prince, because he was just doing what he did in his previous partnership. At parts supporting his batter. Couldn't get going. Vian Lerber tried, but he skied it up. But man, Ruben Herman entertained us, didn't he?
No, he entertained us. It just looked like he was batting on a completely different surface. And the Rocks just doing a fantastic job by coming back into the match where they lost 5 wickets within a couple of overs, and then getting back into the match, getting that 146 on the board, and thought, hey, this might be a bit of a game. And then Ruben Herman just decided, look, it's Human Rights Day. Ruben, we're gonna braai. It's done.
The problem is it's Human Rights Day and you take away the rights of the other team to enjoy themselves, completely ripping them apart. And this is how it ends at the beautiful JB Marks Oval. What an atmosphere. Frisco Adams scoring his 50 with the last ball, posting 146, but Miguel Pretorius' bowling was simply outstanding. In return, they couldn't get it done with the Gbets Rocks, and the Also Investment Dragons win by 7 wickets.
Also, just honorable mention there, Imran Manak did his very best. His 4 overs only went for 17, and he picked up 2 wickets. And also, Ardis Viljoen started off rough and then came back. He might have bowled that over if he didn't limp off. It looked like his ankle just rolled in that previous over. So yeah, 7 wickets win by the Auto Investments Dragons here at JB Marks Oval. Phenomenal.
What a match. And there'll be more cricket for you because it does not end. The CSA T20 challenge continues, but remember, the women's Proteas will be bringing in Sri Lanka for the inbound tour. So let's go, South Africa. Experience our World Cup finalists, the Proteas women cricket team, in action as they rise up and take Sri Lanka in a T20 and one-day international series starting from the 27th of March right up till the 17th of April. Since awards are now where, let's show up for our team. There'll be sixes, there'll be dancing, there'll be big hits, there'll be everything you want. Follow the Proteas women social media using the hashtag #AlwaysRising because they've risen to the finals. They will rise to being the champions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Pendulo Makubane.
Myself, Gert Maloney, we want to thank you everyone for joining in. Pendulo, does my heart well to see you, my friend. Thanks to the production staff, Leah, the team. You guys did an awesome job once again. Thanks to the scorers. Thanks to everyone here by JB Marks Oval. Always a pleasure to come to Potchefstroom. Have yourself a fantastic long weekend. But don't forget, a lot more cricket to come over the weekend. Keep it here. Keep it on SuperSport YouTube channel. Keep it on the Pitch Vision channel. But do enjoy the rest of your weekend. And for those ones who are on holiday now, enjoy the holidays as well. Easter coming up. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. From myself, Gert Maloney, and the mystery man, Pendulo Makubane. It's been a pleasure.